You're listening to the Snyder-Collin podcast, brought to you by FPP Broadcasting.
This week's episode, sponsored by CGI rhinoceroses. They're not really that good.
Cartoons.
President. Oh, man. Yeah. As you can see what I'm on today, just like we on every other day, go get it. Get to the bag music, Cool Kid Trap music type shit, I'm a rare individual, cut off your hand if it's killing you. You gotta stand on your tippy don't take. I got cool like a booty. She give me tank, then I sleep on her booty. Bought me a house, turn that bitch to a cutie.
You remember that show on Nickelodeon? It was called Cartoon.
I do.
They just played random cartoons, and in the middle it was just like someone went cartoon, a different cartoon character. Cartoon. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, you
on
will.
This episode.
Yeah, Colin's big into cartoons these days.
Good. I think that's a good thing.
Oh, I've am I talking too loud? Or
No,
is
I
it just
think you're
it's the
I think it's the
headphones?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I've always loved cartoons. You know who doesn't like cartoons?
Who?
Jason at work.
Oh, Jason Thomas.
He said even as like a kid one time or something, he never really cared for like animation. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what type of kid? Yeah, what type of kid were you? Like, who says that?
That's really surprising.
He must be like, I actually only prefer live action film. As a child, I mostly enjoy I like to pop in Armageddon into the Blu-ray
got
player.
really into musical theater at a young age.
He did.
He established a profound love for the works of Shakespeare, other people who write plays. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah,
that's
Lloyd Webber.
it.
I don't think Shakespeare wrote musicals. Did he? No, I don't.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Musicals may not have existed.
Did they? I don't know. That's a good question.
That is.
You don't really think of it. He wrote like plays and like dramas,
and
comedies,
sonnets,
tragedies.
Some would say life itself is a musical in some ways.
I'd say it's more of a comedy.
I'd say it's a tragedy.
Yeah, that
Shakespearean
too.
tragedy, yeah.
Well, no, I asked him, I was like, why don't you like cartoons? And he just said, I just don't appreciate the craft. I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. I feel like the most asshole answer.
Surprised. I'd be blown away if he said that.
What a fucking crazy answer that would be.
Yeah.
So, we have Zeke back.
Yeah, we do, baby.
From
what is going on, guys? Very honored to be back.
From a Zeke the Geek podcast, where he talks all about Marvel, DC, and Guillermo del Toro movies.
Yes.
And sometimes he talks about anime on this fake podcast that's not real.
That is not real, but
And,
I wish I did have a podcast called that.
You should make a podcast, Zeke.
I've
It's just
considered
you.
it. Just me, just stream of consciousness. Who knows what would happen?
You just... Stream of consciousness is extremely hard to,
Release some dark memories on accident.
Yeah.
Just accidentally just
Didn't mean
vent it all out.
Didn't mean to say that.
But it's live to taping, so everyone knows.
Yeah. Question, real quick, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Whatever happened to the jalapeno? Not really. The pepper. The pepper challenges. Did you realize that it was taking too much of a toll on your mental?
I wish it were that, to
Oh,
be
God.
honest. It's literally just become a thing of, I'm just too busy. Literally too busy.
Wow.
And that may surprise some people because you're like, it can't take that much time to just pop a couple peppers, and eat them. But it takes a little bit of preparation, just like getting the peppers. But then there's a mental aspect to it where it's like, all right, got to be prepared to eat these peppers. And with school going the way it is, it's been tough.
Is school going badly?
No, it's going swimmingly.
I knew you were going to fucking say swimmingly. I knew it was either badly or swimmingly. That was what you were going to say.
I thought you were leading to I just don't have the time because of the afterburn.
Oh,
Just I
yeah.
don't have time
yeah.
for my mouth to feel like shit for the next 3 hours.
What's been really surprising to me in eating peppers, the amount of times that I have, is that it requires surprisingly little recovery time. It hurts for a while, but then for the most part, if I do it in the mid-afternoon, by the late afternoon, I'm A-okay.
Do you ever eat at Firehouse Subs?
I do. I love
Do you
Firehouse
go to
Subs.
the hot sauce bar?
Yep.
That's the best part of the whole thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's so fun to just, because making hot sauce is so interesting to me. The fact that just all these hot sauces are at your disposal.
It's a dream come true. Really.
It is a dream come true in reality.
I love spicy.
Oh, I do
Such
too.
a gay little hot sauce rant we're going on
Dude,
here.
what can we
hot
say?
sauce
We
bar.
love it. The hot sauce bar. Yeah, it's hot sauce and peppers are. It's a cool thing.
A local hot sauce bar opened up downtown. It's very quaint.
Colin and I are gonna go and try it out, see what we think.
Ooh, this one's too spicy, Zeke.
This
one tingles.
Wow, we're really making. Oh God, tingles that hit
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, that's what happens when you eat something spicy. You can like kind of numb your mouth.
Tingles in the roof of your mouth.
So Zeke, is there anything anime related you'd like to discuss by any chance?
Yes. So I do very much so enjoy listening to this podcast as much as I do being on it. So I heard the episode with Rafa most recently, and before that it was with Alex.
Yes.
So a lot of anime talk got done in those episodes, which I appreciate. I love hearing the content.
Is this a fucking anime podcast? Real quick, is this what this is?
Yes.
We have an anime podcast. I'm realizing that now. We've probably talked about it more than anything else.
Anime is huge, dude.
It's huge. It's becoming huge, and
It's getting bigger every day, literally.
I also have some opinions about that as well. Because
Oh yeah, I knew you would.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
So, well, first of all, the only anime television show that I could say I know very, very well is Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. And so, I just want to say, hating Naruto Shippuden, totally cool. It's totally fine to hate it if you just saw it and you're like, creatively, I don't mess with this. But I think everyone should give it a chance, because if you watch Naruto, the show, it's like reading the exposition to a book and then never finishing it, the middle or the end. The middle or the end is Shippuden. And while there is a lot of content, it's worth the while.
wow, that was quite the pitch.
See, I always checked out Naruto when it just happened to be on Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Do you know what that, like, there was some, like, I think they played Naruto during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like afternoon.
Mhm.
They didn't just save it for Toonami. It was, like, part of their, like, regular programming.
I remember watching it in the afternoon when I was a little kid with my brother.
On Cartoon Network, do you remember, like, it was similar to Toonami, you know, a program block, but it was, like, during the day, and it was, like, I think it was, like, 3D animation. It was, like, this chick who got in, like, a submarine and, like, hung out in the ocean with all these, like, aquatic creatures, and they'd, like, tell you what show was coming up next.
Oh, you're thinking of the Magic School Bus.
I wish I knew what this was. This sounds amazing.
Not quite. It was basically like Toonami, but it was, like, a programming block, and it had, like, it would tell you, like, what's next.
What's up next?
Yeah, basically. It wasn't a show or anything. It was just, like,
Sounds
blurbs.
awesome.
The
Was
best,
it on-
it was a Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I watched. I am glad that cartoons are getting brought up, because I watched a lot of cartoons growing up.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Cat Dog?
Yes,
course,
absolutely.
of course.
How does it?
A little uncanny.
How does it shit? That's what I'm wondering as a
Yeah,
kid.
that's
I'm
what
like,
everyone was wondering.
There's a hole in the middle.
I'm just like, Mom, where's its ass? And she was like, well, I guess they didn't draw him one. They didn't draw the cat dog an ass.
An ass. He doesn't excrete waste.
I know we've brought up cat dog before.
We have.
Because I remember I brought up the one where they try to find their mom and dad, and it was like an hour-long special.
Wow.
It might have been the finale. Might have been.
Of the whole series?
It might have been.
Dang.
And then they find a species of cat dogs within like a weird like society that's cut off from the rest of the world, and like there's like a weird holographic like bubble around it, and like it's in like the heart of Africa, and like it's really
And they have this
It's-
metal, right?
yeah, it's like
and
a
it's
weird
super special.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like it literally does fucking everything.
Yeah, it's called Cat Dogium.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that finale.
Black cat dog. So,
Yes.
I guess we'll just segue.
No, we don't have to.
We don't have to. All right, well, we are getting to Black Panther review, the
Definitely.
Yeah, we're reviewing
biggest
that.
movie of the year so far.
Yeah.
Yep. Given that we're only about 2 months in, that's not saying much, but it will probably be the biggest movie of the year.
Definitely in the top 10, absolutely. No questions
Are
asked
10
about
movies
it.
even coming out this year?
I mean, there will be, like... Wait, what do you mean? like, of course there is.
No,
I mean,
like,
there will be, like, a list
well, there's
of, like,
there's
10
only
of
like
note.
2 movies coming out this year, though. Like,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there won't be, like, by the end, like, I'm talking about, like, biggest as in, like, money-wise.
I know, I'm talking like period. Like the only movies coming out this year are Black Panther and Avengers: Infinity War. That's
Oh, do you
it
mean in terms of Marvel or at all?
at all? Are any other movies?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Venom.
No. What? What's a Venom?
Are you just blind to cinema, Jacob? There's more movies. You got like Solo, Deadpool, Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2 is coming out this year?
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
exciting.
I want to say it comes out November? Maybe?
I'm sorry, I've never heard of any of these movies
Oh.
before.
The Shape of Water 2, that's expecting to get Oscar.
no.
That's expecting to get Oscar.
Yeah, it's
buzz.
raising Oscar buzz already.
Wow, it's about their adventure within the Amazonian
Yes.
forest being
Mhm.
worshipped as gods.
It's
Um,
more like Hawaiian themed, this one.
Yeah.
And it's more of a screwball comedy.
Gotcha.
You're going to get some serious Adam Sandler vibes coming into it, and you're going to have to ride him out.
They actually recast.
Adam Sandler is going to be the creature.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's not going to be wearing makeup.
They're
Yep.
giving him a voice.
Yes.
He's gonna be doing like his like what's one of his famous voices? You know, the typical Adam Sandler voice.
It's like that one that he always does.
Like when he's
boy.
like when he's yelling, you know? Have you
Yeah.
ever seen Funny People?
No,
It's
I haven't either.
it's
but I'm looking at two of them right now.
You flatter us. You flatter us.
It's like a meta movie about Adam Sandler's career, basically. Like he plays a comedic movie star, and he's watching a trailer for some movie, and it's like basically the plot of it is like Adam Sandler's head on a baby, and he's like, "What?" I think the joke's really stupid, but it's pretty funny because he's like rewatching the movie trailer, and like I guess he like had a wish to be young, and it's just Adam Sandler's head poorly photoshopped on a baby's body. He's just like, I didn't mean this young. You know, that type of Adam Sandler voice where he's like mad for like comedic effect.
Oh, I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about now, actually.
Do you remember the movie The Cobbler?
I
didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I remember hearing about it. Isn't it like Click, but like, instead of like controlling the world with the remote, he literally takes a mile walk in everyone's shoes.
I think
Yeah, it's pretty fucking on the nose.
Yeah, it is. That is an on the nose premise.
Yeah, he like, I don't know, he wears people's shoes and becomes them or something, and like he like basically almost bangs a guy's wife, and it's supposed to be like this heartfelt story, and like there's moments where like you're like, oh, I see what they were going for here, but then like he goes on he has like dinner with his mom as his dad. It's some shit.
This is crazy.
It
Yeah,
is
that's
a
bizarre.
Watch The
terrible
Cobbler
movie.
now.
It's a terrible movie.
It's so tough for me to just watch an Adam Sandler movie now. It really is tough because I just have I feel like everyone does have this anti-Adam Sandler bias. That's in a lot of ways merited.
I wouldn't. You know what? I will say this: if a woman were to be like, "Man, I love Adam Sandler movies," I would immediately like be turned off.
Really?
Yeah, like I would, because like
Wow.
no, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
if
If
I was,
Alex came to me and was like, "I love Adam Sandler movies," like
Jack and Jill was hilarious.
Jack and Jill is a modern masterpiece.
I recently spoke with someone who unabashedly liked Jack and Jill. Thought it was
Really?
funny. Thought it was a funny film. Thought
Good
it
for
was,
them.
Yeah, I
It was
guess-
liked by them.
Okay.
They thought it was funny. And I was surprised, and I don't know. It
Disappointed.
didn't sit well with me.
You were
I was definitely
disappointed in them.
disappointed.
Yeah.
You wanted to insult them, basically.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, you're
I wanted to be
stupid.
like, hey, no.
You were like, "You're fucking gay, you little dickhead. Fuck you."
But what people do
Faggot.
Get
forget
all,
about
Jesus. Get all anti-Semitic towards them and everything.
Yeah, like really homophobic too. Like an asshole called him a faggot.
Oh god,
It's kind of funny. Faggot is the new N-word.
it has
Yeah, you
become
can't-
very taboo to
And I
say.
am throwing it around on this podcast today. You best
Well,
believe.
because you are, in fact, one. So, therefore, you can't say it.
You know, it's a pile of sticks is what it's referred to as in the book, Things Fall Apart. Which,
Didn't they use it to burn gay people at the stake or something?
No,
Like, that's what it all
No.
went down to, like in the
No.
Dark Ages?
No.
Are you
I mean,
sure?
maybe. I don't know.
I've heard that.
I haven't heard that. I'm talking about Things Fall Apart, which, of course, that book actually,
I've never read the book.
Well-
I've heard of it. I know
well, a brief summation of it. It's about a king.
It's a famous novel.
Yeah, it is. It's about a king of a tribe in Africa. I guess you could call them isolationist. They're kind of hidden from the rest of the world.
You're not segueing back
then-
into Black Panther, are you? God damn it.
And they have a medal, right? That's
Yeah,
really special and it does everything?
Yeah, and then like a white guy named, I don't know, can't remember. It's probably like
Smeagol?
Martin Freeman.
Isn't things
Bilbo.
isn't Things Fall Apart actually about like some dude who's like dying or something?
No, it's about like a
not.
tribe in Africa. that
Really?
Is like overran by Christian. I'm not going back into it. I promise. I promise I'm not going back. You thought I was going.
I thought you were going back into it. I was like,
Have
this
you
is a
read
bold move.
have you read books?
I have. I have actually read a book.
Comic books don't count.
Yeah.
It's so hard
Oh,
to say
no.
I've read a book without sounding like pretty ridiculous.
I read a book recently.
I've read a book, period. Ever.
Book.
I've read like 12 books. You know?
It's funny because like 12 books. It's all kind of a lot of books, but then you're like,
That is
not a
kinda
lot of books. You ever wonder how many pages you've read in your entire life?
Ooh.
Actually, somewhat frequently.
You wonder that?
Yeah. I mean, because like all the pages that I've read by myself, as well as the pages that I've had to be forced to read, it's probably so huge.
You're right.
And to think that like that time, like I wonder how much time I've spent reading pages of just stuff.
You could have used that time, I don't know, base jumping off of cliffs,
Putting myself directly in danger.
watching
we're-
Naruto.
Watching Naruto Shippuden, which
Yes.
everyone should do.
Are we accounting like web pages as well?
Ooh,
I would say so.
yeah,
That seems fair.
yeah. How
'Cause
much
if-
reading you've done?
Wow,
I don't know.
that makes it even larger.
Tens to hundreds of thousands?
Yeah.
Tens, no question like about it. Like
Yeah.
that's like the minimum.
I could say I probably hit 100,000 pages.
I'd like to believe so.
I've read
Yeah.
so much like content that was so for nothing at all.
I mean,
I just read it.
I mean, I guess we won't know. It sounds like we're like passing around a joint right now during
Yeah,
this
it
podcast,
kinda does, doesn't it?
and we're like like thinking of like weird things that
Yeah.
are like, whoa, that's trippy.
We thought
I have a
about-
certain tendency to do that sort of thought where I'm just like, whoa, this is weird. And it catches people by surprise a lot of the time. And sometimes they don't like it.
Well, I have a good one for you, Zeke. Me and Jacob were talking about earlier.
I was
like,
literally about to go into this. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Whenever you're watching a movie in theaters, do you ever just wonder, like, what the hell was I doing at this exact moment while they were filming this scene?
That is so crazy to think
Yeah,
about. It could be any number of things.
I wonder. I specifically, yes, wonder about like when I'm watching like, you know, an adult film. And I'm like, where was I when I was filming this? Or when they were filming this? I was not filming it, that's for sure. That's not my type. That's not my cup of tea, really. But I was
I
like,
don't know. That is insane to think about. What I do think about when I'm in the theater is what the actors that I'm viewing at that moment in time are doing at that moment in time. So like when I was watching The Shape of Water, at one point I was like, I wonder what like Octavia Spencer's doing right now. Like, is she just hanging out?
she's
and
watching
chilling?
The Shape of Water.
She's also watching The Shape of Water.
Yes.
That would be awesome. I mean, stuff like that interests me, and I don't know why.
I mean, I guess you could, like, look up the shooting production period, and you could, like, give yourself, like, an idea, but you still wouldn't, like,
You'll never
know.
really
It's
know.
like, oh, I
Yeah.
could be sleeping, it could be, like, taking a leak or something.
Yeah.
Reading a book,
At
thinking
this-
about how many pages I've read.
Doing a podcast.
Yeah, recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Because right now, at this moment in time, people could be filming a movie that we're going to watch.
Oh, absolutely. They could be.
Especially like, us three, because we feel like we watch a combined large amount of movies.
Yeah. Right
Zeke,
now, Ryan Coogler could actually be writing the script for Black Panther 2.
Did he write Black Panther?
I don't know. I don't think
One
so.
can only hope.
Zeke,
for both of those things.
Sorry.
Oh.
Did you watch the Cloverfield Paradox?
I did watch the Cloverfield Paradox.
What are your thoughts?
So, number one, I did not know about the 1 day ad campaign where it was like all of that. That sort of blew me away. And I
So
was really taken by surprise.
So you didn't know this until you'd watched the movie on Netflix.
I didn't know this until I listened to the podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah, you guys were the first ones to let me know.
Great breaking news.
Yeah.
I can't believe we break news on this podcast.
You definitely broke some news to me because
I'm glad you learned something.
yeah, no, I'm a very avid listener of the pod.
Well,
Listen
thank
to
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Um,
Do you listen to the one that you're on?
I do listen to the one I'm on, just in case I said something dumb that I need to apologize for, or what's really interesting to me is the fact that like my voice sounds a certain way, and I'll never really know how it sounds, but I can try and figure it out based on these like podcasts and other things. So to see if I said anything stupid and to like listen to what I actually sound like.
Yeah.
But Cloverfield Paradox, yeah. So I thought, I mean, it did some cool stuff, you know. Whenever like that high level science is brought into a film, whether it be accurate or not, it's fun to think about. It's fun to ponder things like that, but they didn't execute the movie in a way that I would say is good.
I completely agree. Like, there's so many like interesting scientific like
definitely
ideas in it, and it's just none of it's well executed.
Which makes me sad, because imagine had it been executed well, they could have saved the franchise. They could have set a precedent for being like, okay, we did all that, like we released it, like advertised it, released it all in the same day, and then the movie was good and people watched it. That would be huge for film. But they tried this whole elaborate thing, and then the movie was kind of a stinker. There were things about it I liked, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I think everyone's already kind of forgotten about it. The only thing people will...
I thought about that today, too.
The only thing people will remember is just how it was, like, released. Mm-hmm. And that's what everyone's going to talk about. They're not going to... They'll be like, oh, the movie was a stinker.
It's been forgotten about already. No one remembers that it came out, and that is the genius of this fucking move, man. They made a shitty movie matter so much for like 24 hours, and then within 24 hours, you've forgotten you'd even watched it.
That's so insane. What I did think about was that actor who played, I think he played the German man. Do you know the actor's name?
Daniel Bruhl.
Daniel Bruhl. I could draw a parallel, not in terms of skill, because I would never say that this in terms of skill, but between the fact that him and Christoph Waltz are probably always going to have to play a role of Vienna, or like someone from Vienna, or like an Austrian man, or like a German man, or
a man with an accent.
Yeah,
like I can't imagine Christoph Waltz just like talking.
Yeah,
like,
just
being Tom Hardy in Venom.
Yeah, just becoming like New Yorker. I just can't imagine it. So that was cool to think about. I mean, what did you guys think of his performance?
Daniel Bruhl?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it.
Really?
I don't.
There's like, yeah, I'm with Jacob.
I think the shining star of the Cloverfield Paradox is Gugu Mbatha Raw. I think her performance is just, I'm so Gugu-eyes for her Mbatha Raw performance.
It's very emotionally raw.
Yes.
If
that pun.
If we're gonna talk about Daniel Bruhl for a minute and Cloverfield Paradox, I mean, like, everyone was kind of okay, but you know, like towards the end, where like I think he's on the ground because the one lady in the wall turned out to be the villain.
Yeah,
and like
that was
there's a scene where he's like on the ground, and Gugu, I believe, is that's her name.
Yeah. Oh no,
God. If you're aware, Zeke, it's quite an amazing name, as Red Letter Media so tastefully pointed out.
I hate the way you said that.
Gugu. Well,
yes.
I don't remember the character's name, but Gugu's like, stop, and like Daniel Bruhl's laying there, and he says something like, go, no, go, and it's like the most phoned in like acting I'd ever, like, you could tell he was just kind of like, let's wrap this shoot up, people. Like, I'm not trying anymore.
It just, what I've always wondered about is that, like, do performances, or more so, do movies like that, like, ruin things for actors? Because I do think that Daniel Bruhl has potential to be a good actor.
He was good in Civil War.
He's great. I thought he was good in Civil War, and I thought he wasn't terrible in the Cloverfield Paradox. If anything, he probably had the best performance.
Probably.
Everyone was
Gugu's
average.
performance wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, I think that the best performance is actually J.J. Abrams in pretending that this movie was actually a Cloverfield movie. I think his performance is the most sound, given that like he's convinced a bunch of people that he knows what he's doing with this franchise. Given that he has he's getting no fucking idea.
He's getting some flack now. I feel like, with his mystery box.
Deservedly so, because the mystery box shit it's dumb. It's not how movies should be made.
It's not dumb if you have an actual idea, but it's dumb if you're just like, oh, well, the point is to, not satisfy anyone. It's like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to do that?
And you know what? Okay, J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson are the perfect pair to disappoint people who have expectations, because J.J. Abrams sets you up for something that you literally cannot be like okay with. You cannot accept the answer that will be provided to his question, and then Rian Johnson doesn't give a fuck about your opinions.
He subverts
so he'll just
them.
destroy you. Yeah, it's just like, hey, you know what? You thought Luke would be a cool, powerful Jedi. Guess what? He's an emotional wreck.
He's broken.
Yes.
He's old and he's not happy.
You thought Snoke would be, I don't know, Darth Plagueis, Palpatine, resurrected?
Nope,
Guess
just
what?
plot service.
Do something in general.
Yeah.
Do anything. Do literally anything.
He's literally nothing.
He stands.
He dies.
He shoots Force Lightning one time, and then he dies.
You know what? He does shoot Force
Yeah,
Lightning.
He does
he
shoot
does.
Force Lightning one time. I will give that to Snoke, but then he dies a pretty dishonorable death.
You know what would have been pretty cool?
What's
If
that?
Luke shot Force Lightning and murdered Rey. That's what he turned around and did.
If he was just like, I'm not having this, and he shot Force Lightning at Rey and she died. And that was that,
Jesus.
and the movie was ended.
She
Yep.
exploded violently.
Some of the splatter got on one of those giant weird like creatures that he gets his milk from.
Yeah. The
Those
porgs come up and start licking like the remains,
Yeah.
like eating it because they
Also,
don't know any better.
Start nesting in it.
Am I the only
Yeah.
one who was slightly appetized by the cooked porg? It looked good.
Looked
It
like
looked
a
like a
little-
little chicken.
like a little turkey.
It did look like a little rotisserie chicken. I was appetized by it. Other than the little feet, I think the little feet kind of like undid it for me.
You're just
But
like, do
You're
I
like,
want to
I
eat
can
this?
I can pull those off and just toss them behind my shoulder.
one thing I would like
man.
to mention about this podcast in
Okay.
general
Okay.
is that I appreciate that you guys are not afraid to say that something is bad when it's bad. Because what I'm realizing about the way that not only society is going, but like art, like not only art, like painting, but like film and especially comedy. People are starting to champion mediocrity. People are starting to say that things are like, oh, well, it's subjective. We're like, why don't we make it to where art is something that can be good and it can be awarded and it can be bad and it can be rightfully shit on?
You know, I think that like people championing mediocrity is a thing that like that's a product of people wanting their generation or like this thing that they're excited for to be relevant in the long term. And it's like it's we're going to use Black Panther as an example.
Yeah, okay.
This doesn't reflect my actual opinions on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Say Black Panther sucked. Everyone was very happy for it.
It would
And, like-
still like get critical praise.
Yeah,
no
it
matter
would.
What.
It would, because so many people are way too hyped for this thing. And like, even if it really wasn't that good, which is yet to be seen from our review,
Mhm.
they'll still praise it because they want something to be. They want the next Dark Knight. They want something to be better than the Dark Knight. They want something to come out in the year that they want it to
Mhm.
and be better. And it's like, is it ever going to happen? I don't know. It's going to be debated
difficult
for
to do
forever.
that. That's what
Yeah.
people don't understand is that it's difficult to do this thing, like making movies, doing stand-up comedy, writing scripts, making art. It's hard.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be hard because if it's hard and then you do it well, then you get praised, and that's how things should work. It's not like just like blurt something out or make something and then society is going to reward you because you did something. That's
Yeah.
not how it should work.
People praise like not being terrible as if that equates
if that's-
goodness, and
yes.
it's like, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It just means it's not terrible.
it means it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, Zeke, first of all, thanks for sucking our dick a little bit.
What can I say, man? You gotta do
Thanks,
it sometimes.
Thanks for giving us a little head with the podcast. I actually have a philosophy for the new criticism for anything really, for like music, TV shows, movies, any types of art. It's called the line.
All right.
I've talked to Hunter about the line before.
You haven't talked to me about this.
Oh, you've never heard of the
No.
the line?
No.
All right, so basically, there's a line. it's not like a physical thing. It's not like a machine or something. It's just like, you know,
It's a line.
it could very well be a chart.
Okay.
Very easily could be a graphic chart. But basically, it's like, okay, let's say a movie comes out and it has a bunch of critical praise or whatever, and you didn't like the movie. It's like what objective view towards art to whether it's like, no, like it's bad. Like, it just is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, a movie can either be above or below the line. Below the line is, of course, like, it's just bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like a stupid Adam Sandler movie. So anything that has any sort of creative merit or just anything at all is above the line, even if you personally just didn't like it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Because there's so many films and things in the artistic world that I do not like, but I can understand why it's critically praised or why it has merit creatively. I'll try and think of an example.
Well, one for me would be The Shape of Water. I think that's kind of perfect. No, like, I didn't really...
that would be above the line?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's hard,
like,
it's hard to think of what would be below the line.
It is.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah, Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Pixels. The Emoji Movie, I could say is definitely below the line.
Yeah, the Emoji Movie would be too, because it's more just like
everybody
a commercial.
Hates
that.
It's something that, like I was saying earlier, it really feels like it was something that was just blurted out, if you know what I mean. Like, the content just came into the world and it didn't need to.
I would say that The Shape of Water is my example because, like, I appreciate the art. I know it's a beautiful film. I understand that it's incredibly well written and that everything about it should be good. It just didn't really resonate with me too terribly much. I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was a good movie, but you
didn't walk out and you were like, give it all the Oscars.
No, I didn't walk out. I didn't walk out wanting to buy it. I didn't walk out wanting to see it again. I was just okay with it. And that's, you know what? I think that's like, I understand the art form behind it. It's just not really for me. Whatever.
So then you understand the line. You have the line mindset. All right. I'm going to try to think of a few tough ones. The Transformers series, above the line or below the line?
Above the line. Here's why.
Because they're visual spectacle and
you know what?
Lots of action.
There is an
stuff.
art form behind it. Michael Bay is actually extremely good at filming scenes with the intention for CGI in them. Watch the first Transformers. The first Transformers is shot actually kind of brilliantly for a movie that, like, involves things that aren't there. Cartoons, if you will. It's like...
we'll get into that next.
Yeah, we will. But, like, the movie itself, it's not like, you know, the design of the Transformers, whatever. It doesn't look very good. That's not on Michael Bay, I don't think. I think that's on someone who's a graphic designer, someone who's a CGI artist, concept artist that didn't present good designs, a director for not approving a good design, whatever. He still makes film, and, like, they're extremely high budget. He's good at working with the budget. They're made to entertain, even if it is, like, lowest common denominator. Yeah.
Which is super negative, but it's like, at least it is, like, trying to entertain mass people.
Yeah.
And, like, that's some sort of, like, merit to it. It's not like nothing happens. Like, there's tons of explosions and...
I mean, like, and
robots. Like,
yeah. It got people to go to the movies, I think, which is such a, like, thing that's dying that shouldn't die. I think, like, more people should go to the movies. And I think, do you guys have Movie Pass, or are you guys Subs Premium members? What's going on there?
I don't have anything.
Really?
Yeah, I
have
just
Subs Premium.
You got Subs Premium?
Yeah.
What's that like? I have to ask.
Incredibly worth it.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Like, super duper worth it. You
Yeah.
make your money back real quick. I mean,
See,
like,
I should have done that, I think.
just do it, man. Like, honestly, I just did it one day and was like, all right, I have $15 to use. I can use this and I'll pay it back in a year. Like,
do you
whatever.
guys think...
You earn points real fast.
Really?
Easily you get the points back within, like,
and
3 movies.
Well, do you see the benefits? Like, do you reap the benefits of...
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because you earn points, like 15 times as fast. Like, like, I'll show you the point shit, like, and how much I've used or whatever. Like, you get, like, a $5 reward every 5,000 points. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's super duper easy to get to 5,000 points. Like, pretty much every other movie, you hit it. So, like, think about the movies I've seen this year. Like, I use it. You get discounts on, like, movie tickets. This isn't a fucking commercial for AMC, but, like, I'm just being honest. Like,
I mean, if it's a good product, it's a good product.
Yeah, you get a free Coke.
Definitely. And, like, my friend Jillian, shout out to her. She works at AMC, and I asked her, like, is it really worth it? I asked her this after I bought it, because I'm not fiscally responsible whatsoever. And she was like, absolutely, it's worth it. Yeah, like, yeah, of course.
I should look into that, because I personally want to go to the movies more. I think more people should go to the movies, because I've watched movies in the theater, and then I watched it out of the theater. And this is actually a question I want to pose to the two of you. Where the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, this this is great. And then I saw it not in the theater, and I was like, if I had seen this just in my house, I wouldn't think it was good at all.
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah.
Does that happen to you guys?
Definitely,
I'm
yes.
glad to hear it, because I didn't want to be some sort of fool.
I mean, for sure, the mystique of going to the movies can definitely, like, fuck with you. And, like,
especially with visually captivating movies like Transformers, and I think Life of Pi is kind of like that. There's a lot of... I think the Life of Pi is a good movie, like, at your house, but it's definitely worth it seeing in theaters.
It's
for sure.
funny. I really, really love Life of Pi.
I love Life of Pi.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I'm glad we're in
All
agreement
three of
here.
us love that movie, yeah.
I'd say it's definitely, for me, like, in the top 10 movies that have been made this decade. You know,
That's
the
awesome.
way I see it. And I didn't see that in the theaters.
Really?
Yeah, when it came out, I had, like, zero interest. I was like,
Wow.
don't care.
Yeah.
And we watched it in school, and I was like, holy shit. Like,
I think that might have been the first time I saw it as well.
At
It was in a school showing of it. 'Cause it was one of those days where we had exams, but then they like have to hold you for a certain amount of time. And my teacher was like, let's pop in a movie. And she put in The Life of Pi. And I was like,
exactly what happened here.
yeah, I was like, this is awesome. I was like, this is amazing. I want to see this. And then I watched it at my house, and it was great.
I guess Life of Pi is... Can we talk about that for a second?
Definitely.
I love that movie.
Storytelling 101. Like, tell an interesting story.
Wow.
And it does it. Like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Life of Pi is a great fucking movie. I don't have any problems with it. It's an A+ in my...
I need to
Yeah,
rewatch
out of
it.
fucking
I
10.
need to rewatch it.
I agree. I definitely say it's one of the best movies
Yeah.
of like the past, like the 2010s for sure.
Yeah. Visually, it's brilliant.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's fucking surreal as hell. Like,
It feels real too.
it does. It does feel real. And then there's elements like the carnivorous island that lose some people.
Yeah,
That
but it's
was, I thought that was awesome. I thought that concept was incredible. And they portrayed it so amazing.
They did. That's
So
where
amazingly.
that's where they present that element that they're like, we know we're gonna lose people here.
Yeah.
But like, we
But it's
don't
worth
care.
it.
Yeah,
It's worth it
because
artistically to do that.
Yeah.
so when they get to
Great.
in Life of Pi, when him and what's the tiger's name again?
Oh, it's
Richard
like
Parker.
Richard Parker.
Yes, which is weird.
Because that was the name of the guy who captured or brought over the tiger. But
Yeah.
they got the names mixed up. When they get to this like rooted island that can like decay and like digest like living
Mhm.
organisms, I feel like it's kind of like earned because it comes so late in the movie to where it's like, okay, like they make it here after floating at sea for so goddamn long.
Yeah.
It's not like it happens like 20 minutes into like
Mhm.
them being on the boat. Like it's at the end of the movie. And then I'm pretty sure like the next major scene is them getting to shore once they leave the
and
route.
one could assume that at the point in the movie, like you mentioning, it's like later in the movie, so he hadn't had like clean water or like food. So one could make the assumption that he hallucinated at least some parts of that. Like
Yeah,
Carnivorous
sure,
Island. And so this is a point of controversy when I watched it in my school. Like in regards to the ending, like people were like, was the tiger real? Was it not real?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
It's real. It happened. I like to believe that's why the ambiguous ending in this movie is perfect, because it lets you have the ending you want, but it doesn't really give it to you. It's like, you have to do this. Like,
Yeah.
you have to decide whether or not this is true. Just like the guy who's having the story being told to him.
Yeah.
Like, and he decides that it was real, because that's like the better story.
Yeah.
It's like,
And like, that's more fun.
it's all about what you believe in. Like, what would you rather believe in, a kid like trying to survive with a tiger, or just a story about some people on a boat who like murdered
Bit
each other?
tragedy. A tragedy.
You know?
And that's cool that you said, like, what is it that you want to believe? Because there's so many, like, now that I'm thinking back to Life of Pi, there's so many elements of, like, belief systems and, like, faith. Because there's a period of, like, when, like, the character's exposition where he's going through all these phases of, like, what religion
Yeah.
he is.
in
he's
the
like,
in the first act of the movie.
mhm. Yeah, he's like, well, I'm, like, Muslim, I'm this, I'm that. And I think his parents are, like, atheists.
No, they're just like traditional
Oh, really?
Hindu.
And because I remember
yes.
there's a scene where he's like, I want to be baptized, and they like laugh at him. And I don't know, this movie, now that I think about it, this movie had a lot of stuff going on.
It's kind of sucks. It's been like a little bit forgotten.
I don't think people talk about it enough.
It'll come back up later, I'm sure.
I think it will too. It'll age like wine.
it definitely got like the backlash of people just being like, this is dumb. You hear that a lot for this movie, and it's a shame too.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
Well, it's kind of like why did Blade Runner 2049 not do so well at the box office? Like, because people don't like that story. They don't like a story that is told that tells us a tough story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people don't like things that are challenging. People just want something to be force fed to them that's either happy or sad. It isn't necessarily like in between the two. You know what I mean? And like Life of Pi is kind of like, it's not hard to watch, but it's hard to comprehend.
It's hard to ponder and to like think about the grim reality that could have happened.
Yeah.
This is go on, Jacob.
I don't know. We'll talk about 2049 in a minute.
Have
you seen 2049?
I have not seen 2049.
Fuck, that's a good movie.
Well,
really?
Yeah.
I need to see it. Then.
It is pretty awesome.
It's better than Blade Runner.
That was a movie you probably should have seen in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, that's absolutely
that's fair.
one.
Yeah, that's fair.
It almost made me like vomit. Like,
how good
I'm
it was?
Not kidding. No. How loud the goddamn soundtrack is for that movie. Yeah. But like it's kind of meant to do that. Like it kind of was supposed to make you feel like that, cuz it has like these disgusting grimy cityscapes that are that are very dystopian and very futuristic and like extremely like neon, and you're just like, this is
neon.
Yeah, you're just like, this is so gross. Like it's a reality that I felt was real. Like I felt like I was in it. You know what I mean?
Is it the new Life of Pi?
Blade Runner 2049, some are calling it the new Life of Pi.
Well, what I was gonna say earlier is that Life of Pi was quote unquote unfilmable. The book was considered that. People were like, "Oh, you can't make that into a movie, impossible." And Ang Lee did, and he made it like the most like watchable and like easy to follow, like graspable, yeah. Graspable movie.
Visually captivating, nonetheless. I mean, that movie was really awesome. Even if you don't like the storyline, even if you don't like the religious aspect of it, like just watching
it. I think the religious, like, faith aspect completely elevates the movie.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not one of those movies where it's just like, oh, you should believe in God.
Because it makes everything, like, on metaphysical proportions. Like, when he's battling the storm and there's this tiger, like, there's just... Life of Pi is awesome.
I love this setup. I liked watching him as, like, a kid before just getting onto the boat, the whole setup and everything about his life. And, like, he doesn't get into the boat until, like, an hour into the movie. And it's like, what other, like, how many movies can do that where it's like an hour in and you're just like completely invested in the movie, just keeps getting better from there on out.
It's so hard to do that.
It is.
You know what's my favorite shot from the entire fucking movie? Guess what it is?
The one where the ocean is still and it looks like he's on sky.
I do quite like that a bit, but it's not what it is. It's where you can see underwater and see the animals from the boat.
Oh.
It's my favorite. That's my favorite shot. Where you can see, like, it's just fucking eerie. Like, the soundtrack is kind of, like, whimsical there, too. And, like, you can see, like, lights from the boat, like, sinking under the water.
Yeah, you can see, like, ships sinking.
You can see, like, giraffes, like, underneath. It's just fucking eerie. Dude, like, there's something about it that's just unsettling to me.
That guy's strong as hell. That was the most possible hardship someone could endure. Like, he basically watched his family die, and then he's in the boat with a tiger.
Named Richard.
Named Richard Parker.
Literally, he's named Dick. This tiger's literally a dick.
He is literally.
Do you guys just want to talk about Life of Pi for the rest of this episode? Or?
I did want to... Oh, wait, what's up?
No, go on, Zeke.
Oh, I actually was going to bring up a super broad topic, so if you want to...
All right, so we'll finish up Life of Pi, then we'll have Zeke's broad topic, and then we'll get to the meat of this episode and talk about Black Panther.
Which is... Oh, shit. I thought we were going to talk about like, Walgreens versus CVS. Like, which is the better pharmacy, you know?
Yeah, that should be a main topic for a podcast.
What I have noticed about... That's actually funny that you say that. It's not about my topic, but CVS and Walgreens represent like the two, like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, because CVS stopped selling cigarettes and they're making a movement towards selling healthier snacks, whereas Walgreens totally still sells all tobacco products and has one of the most vast and admirable candy sections. I am a person who appreciates candy very much, So to me, it is vast and admirable.
I literally thought you were going to go like CVS and Walgreens. They represent the different tribes of Wakanda, like how they each have a claim to the throne. But at the end of the day, Walmart encompasses everything that they're about, and Walmart is the Black Panther tribe.
That's a parallel.
Is it?
But
anyway, what were you going to say? Colin?
I love Life of Pi. I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
I give it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of fucking 10.
No, see, like, that's what I normally think. I just don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if I can give it the prestigious, perfect movie.
I'll give it a
rating.
margin of error, the same as Colin, 9.5 out of 10. Because if I rewatch it and I don't see anything like outlandish or something that would like lessen its merit, I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. But then, like, thinking about it, you're like, wow, such fond memories.
Yeah, you're like, I really want to, but I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch it and tell you guys what I think.
Hunter doesn't like Life of Pi.
Well, Hunter can go fuck himself
I
then.
know.
I don't
I would like
care.
to talk to someone who doesn't like
kidding.
Life of Pi and see
I'm kidding,
why
Hunter.
it is.
He doesn't like it because I hyped it up so much.
Oh,
for him.
really?
Yeah. When it came out, I let him borrow the DVD, and he was like, that wasn't that great.
It sticks with you, though.
He-
That's the movie that, like, upon watching it, you're not like, oh, that was amazing.
It's unforgettable.
Yeah,
I can still recall details from it, and I watched it when I was in like...
He eats all those saltines. Little
It's just-
details like that. He has a bunch of crackers.
Yeah, I remember that scene when he's like at dinner and he just puts down his fork and looks at like his family. He's like, I want to be baptized. And then they just like laugh at him. I just remember that so resonating with me so strongly. Cause I was like, gosh, how terrible that would be.
The first scene with Richard Parker is great too. And he tries petting him and his dad's like, what the hell are you doing?
That's a tiger.
He makes him watch the tiger kill a goat.
Oh yeah. I remember that too. That was pretty graphic.
So
All right.
we love Life of Pi.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, great film.
What is the broad topic that you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about the Grand Budapest Hotel and
Okay.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay, we can talk about both of those. I've seen both of them.
I've seen both of them too.
All right. Well,
So-
here we go.
Okay, first of all, hilarious cameo in the Grand Budapest Hotel, Owen Wilson.
That is a very good cameo. He plays
Hilarious.
like an older not lobby boy, but
He
like,
plays like a concierge.
yes,
Yeah,
he
and
is.
he shows up and he's sort of like concerned about the affairs of the hotel. It's hilarious to me that he played that role.
There are quite a few very good cameos
Yeah.
in that movie. That movie is like it's a masterclass in how to do cameos tastefully.
Wes Anderson, he always has a massive cast. of,
People
like,
want to be in his movies.
Yeah.
They're
like-
great movies.
F. Murray Abraham, I believe, is in the Grand Budapest Hotel. He's never in anything.
Mm.
See? You're like, who's F. Murray
Yeah, I don't know
Abraham?
who that is.
He was like bigger in the 80s. Like, he was in a movie called Amadeus, and he won Best Actor for that. But like, yeah,
Oh, was it about Mozart?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it was. It was a great movie too. But,
That's one of like a really infamous biopic, right?
yeah, it's historical fiction biopic.
Okay.
Because it's about like this composer who murdered Mozart, which is historically inaccurate. Mozart
He
was,
did have competition, but he wasn't killed, was
no, I don't believe he was murdered. So it is like historical fiction.
he? That is mind blowing that. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Beethoven. Beethoven was deaf, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
Mozart was just like he was a protege.
Mhm.
Like he could play from when he was like super little.
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel. I just don't think I've heard enough people talk about it or appreciate it, except for my brother is a huge fan of the Grand Budapest Hotel. I think it's in his top 3 movies ever.
Wow.
But I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing. I think Wes Anderson films are great, and he did it. He hit the nail on the head.
I actually have an interesting perspective.
Really?
Because I didn't even finish the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Whoa.
Really?
I remember
What?
I torrented it.
Oh.
And I watched all but like the last 10 minutes. And dude, the trailer to me, I don't know if you remember the trailer.
I don't remember it too much.
specifically. I remember I saw it a few times. It literally had every single like great joke in the movie. Because I remember watching the trailer and being like, oh my God, this movie looks fantastic. So then when I did watch the movie, I was kind of underwhelmed. So
Okay,
I need to
yeah.
go back and rewatch it because I remember that trailer had every like great funny moment in that movie. Well, like all the more like
Yeah.
big ones, I guess, not
Yeah.
like subtle like quirky jokes.
I'm having trouble recalling the main actor's name. He played Voldemort.
Rafe Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes?
Fines.
Fines.
Fines?
Rafe
Rafe Fiennes?
Look, his name is Ralph Fiennes, okay? But he goes by Rafe Fiennes because he's, I don't know.
Well, okay, so I think that he delivered this performance that was so, like, animated, and, like, his mannerisms were so hilarious to me, and that, like, with the combination of the Wes Anderson filming style, it was perfect. Because I just can see it so vividly, him, like, turning and going like this.
Oh, yeah.
For the listeners, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but do you know what I'm talking? And just running like that, and it was so awesome. It just resonated with me so strongly, and I liked it.
Wes Anderson has his style literally down to like a formula that is like a concentrated liquid.
Yeah.
Like he has it down. He knows exactly what he's doing with every
I love these
movie.
I think in Moonrise Kingdom it definitely happens. It definitely happens in Grand Budapest Hotel. Other than Fantastic Mr. Fox, I can't think of any other Wes Anderson movies off the top of my head. But he does this thing where there'll be a shot far off, and then the camera will turn and then quickly zoom in on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And it does such a good job of like just bringing you into the scene. I don't know if you know what I mean, but just getting you ready for what's about to happen.
It's like you're getting sucked into the movie.
Yeah, it's like you're just it just invests you immediately. I love it.
I watched Moonrise Kingdom on Netflix, and I remember it being good.
Yeah,
I liked that one too.
I understood what Moonrise Kingdom was going for. I did not really care for it myself.
Really?
No, didn't really care.
There were some great cameos in that
It made me
as well.
actually a little uncomfortable.
Did it really?
Like, I understand what it's saying about sexuality and like, there's a lot of parts.
Adolescence.
Yes, like adolescence, sexuality, things like that. I get it.
Mhm.
I understand. I got what it was going for. All it achieved for me was making me uncomfortable with it.
Really?
And I was really
that's
just not on
fair.
board. It just kind of took me out of the movie. I was like, this is a little much for me.
Would that be an example of the line for you? Where
It would. I appreciate the art form of that movie. I understand Wes Anderson knows how to fucking make a movie.
Referring to the line.
that is a callback.
Yes. Scroll back.
Scroll.
But yeah, not really a big Moonrise Kingdom guy. And my dad, I watched that with my dad. My dad watched that.
That's not the most like
Maybe
fatherly movie.
I would
He
suggest
was not a fucking fan.
Really.
No.
I would suggest watching it by yourself.
Yeah,
Watch it by yourself and see what you think. I watched it by myself, and I could see how someone could be uncomfortable if they watched it with their dad. You know what I mean? Because there's parts of it that are definitely like
It's like
make you like your skin crawl.
it's really innocent.
Make your
too,
balls
like,
go up in your fucking
aesthetically.
chest.
I wanted to say cringe, but I know you take issue with that terminology.
I fucking hate the word cringe, and I don't understand why. I think that wince is a good word for cringe. That's
a
not
little bit of
cringy.
onomatopoeia too.
Wince. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of is. Isn't it?
I do. I'm a big onomatopoeia guy. Is that a hot take? Is that a hot?
Is that a hot take? Liking onomatopoeia?
Bam,
Boom.
pow.
Buzz.
The other Wes Anderson movies I've seen is Royal Tenenbaums and Rushmore. If you haven't seen Rushmore, that's my favorite.
I'll give that a watch for sure.
Rushmore is amazing, and especially if you like Wes Anderson too.
Definitely. I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox.
I haven't seen that either.
I haven't seen it.
I've only heard good things about it though.
I want to watch. Alex probably doesn't know I haven't seen Fantastic Mr. Fox. I've seen like parts of it. I've never sat down and
definitely
watched
seen parts
the movie,
of it.
but like
I'm
you
in the
can't
same
really
boat.
you can't really see parts of Wes Anderson movies and be like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen the movie. You have to watch that, like
Well,
all of it.
Yeah, I think that's a testament to like the storytelling
Mhm.
of it, because
For
you
sure.
can't just like jump into a story like 3/4 of the way and like be like on board.
Especially because like Grand Budapest Hotel is like 4 layers. Like
Yeah,
it's
so
like
many things
four
happen.
different layers of story.
right. And they're all in like different aspect ratios or
Yeah.
something.
And I thought that was amazing. I think it starts with the bellhop kid. What's that kid's name? He's in Homecoming. He plays.
Tony Revolori.
Yeah.
He plays the bellhop, but I think the film starts with him when he's older.
Yes, it does. When
Played,
he's-
played by F. Murray Abraham.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
all right,
him.
that makes sense.
I'm glad I'm glad I was able to connect that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
Jacob, did you just have an epitome?
No, the movie doesn't start there.
It doesn't start there?
Does it?
No.
Is it like really meta and weird where it's like someone watching a movie or something? Or
It's
someone checking a book out at the library?
Yeah.
Oh, it's someone coming to the hotel, right?
Someone. It's fucking strange, man. No, like it's like a little girl has maybe a book or something, but she goes and looks at a statue, and I cannot remember his fucking name, but it's
Lucas
who the fuck
Hedges.
is it?
Not really.
No, it's not Lucas Hedges. It's the guy who played Falcone in Batman Begins.
Cillian Murphy?
No.
No.
That's
oh my
Scarecrow.
god, Scarecrow.
He's also in
I'll look it
Mission
up.
Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Jeremy Renner?
No,
Simon Pegg?
it's not Simon Pegg.
I'll look it up if I get any service.
Basically, it's an older gentleman who you look at the statue and then it transforms into his perspective talking to you, and then it's like,
Whoa.
I visited this hotel once, and like here's the story of the hotel, and then it goes, and that's who
Goes to the hotel?
Bless America. Yeah, and it's Jude Law. It's old Jude Law is who it's a girl. It goes from the girl to a statue of old Jude Law. It goes from old Jude Law to young Jude Law. It goes from Jude Law to F. Murray Abraham.
F. Murray Abraham
to
Ray Fiennes?
Tony Revolori.
Oh, Tony
Who is-
Revolori, who then gets
Yes,
to Ray Fiennes.
F. Murray Abraham
He's
tells
the
the
older
entire
version
story,
yeah,
yes.
of
Yes.
Tony.
I'm looking through the cast, and apparently Lucas Hedges is in this movie, and I just didn't know.
Let me see who
Yeah.
Lucas fucking Hedges is. Let me see this.
He was in Manchester by the Sea and Lady Bird.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Have you seen Lady Bird?
We're now
I
on Larry
have seen
Fine.
Lady
Is it
Bird.
would you suggest seeing it?
I had
Oh, he
never,
has a hot take on it.
I never had my chance to talk about Lady Bird on this podcast.
I haven't seen it.
You really haven't had your chance to talk about it.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I thought it was fine. It was okay. I think it's kind of overrated though.
Okay. Yeah, it
People-
stirred up a lot of Oscar buzz.
It did.
Yeah.
It's good, but I didn't like love it like
Mhm.
other people did.
Dude, this cast is so goddamn vast. He's
Of
not
the
even
Grand Budapest?
listed. Yeah, he's not even listed on there.
Are you sure it's not Lucas Hedges?
It's
You're just like, oh, Harvey Keitel and Jeff Goldblum, of course, like, and Willem Dafoe and Adrian Brody, and like, it's just like, god damn it.
I think Adrian Brody
so
is in
many
it.
people.
yeah, he is.
He is.
Yeah, all
He
those
plays a
people were.
dickhead.
Isn't he always?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna look up Batman Begins if you don't mind.
Is Edward Norton in this movie as well?
Yes. He's
Plays
in
like police chief or something. Chief of police, I think.
I love the facial hair in this movie too. That's such a weird sentence, but there's so many funny instances of facial hair. Like Tony, is it
Revolori.
Revolori?
Oh, the
He draws
drawn
on his
mustache.
mustache every morning. That's
It's-
so funny to me. And something I remembered that was like, it's just sweet.
Oh,
Is
Tom
that-
Wilkinson.
Who's it?
Oh, no wonder I can think of it. Yeah, dude, he's a great actor, but he's not in too much
he's
anymore.
been
He was in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is. It's kind of weird that I went for Ghost Protocol and Batman Begins.
I was
as
thinking-
the movies that I reference him from.
I was thinking of like
This
a
felt kinda-
kid.
Oh no, he's an older gentleman.
Yeah.
But what I
But yeah.
remember from this film it was just sweet is that the little, it's basically a closet that Tony, what's his last name?
Revelori.
Revolori. The room that Tony Revolori stays in when he's like a kid in the bellhop,
Yeah.
when the older version of him owns that hotel, he still stays in that room as an old man,
Yeah.
which is just sweet.
That is sweet. How quirky and Indian.
Very
It's not full of
quirky.
heart.
That's not quirky. That's not quirky. That's sentimental. That's sweet.
It's very sentimental.
That's very heartwarming. That's melancholy.
Saoirse-
extremely melancholy.
Saoirse Ronan.
Saoirse Ronan has like a face tattoo in this movie. Not
Does
really.
she?
She has like a scar or a mole or something.
I need to see this movie again.
Dude, I don't want to see Isle of Dogs.
I do want to see Isle of
Is that
Dogs.
the
I'm
Clint Eastwood
excited
movie
for
with
it.
the?
No.
What is
no,
it?
No, that's the 15 to 13 Paris.
Yeah, I
14
will
to
not be
13
seeing that
in
movie.
Paris.
I will not be seeing that movie.
I heard it sucks.
It can't be
15
good.
to 15, 17.
17 to 21 to Paris.
Couldn't that movie be called Isle of Dogs though? Because of the
No.
train aisle, dog tags.
Oh my god, you're right.
Is it
Holy
just me
shit.
that is seeing this, or I don't know?
That is an amazing. That's fucking wild that you.
Yeah,
went there.
that's the connection I drew. Maybe I'm not just a fool.
Zeke,
No,
Zeke's
see,
transcended.
it's
He doesn't
much-
fuck with the physical world.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He does not fuck with the physical.
I'm in the realm of becoming
It's basically in like
right
you
now.
know like the realm. Are you taking PHI 2010?
I'm actually taking PHI 2600. But I took PHI 2010 the last semester.
Oh my god, the realm of being.
The realm of being is where I would be if I had transcended all of this, but right now I'm in the realm of being.
Yes, essentially, Colin, let me explain this to you in the broadest of terms. So you're...
By the way, for the listener, Colin is elated to hear this.
Yes. Depending on your epistemic value, your metaphysical position in the realm of the world itself, it depends on... Well, okay. Pretty much everybody accepts that there is a realm of being, which is beyond us. It's the beyond, if you will.
Like reaching nirvana?
Yes.
Pretty much exactly.
Then what we're in now is the realm of becoming. So we're becoming that being.
Things are constantly in flux in this realm. Things are changing all the time. People are dying.
Are you okay, Colin?
I'm tired.
Are you crying?
No, I was rubbing my eyes.
By the way, Jacob and I did not just make this up. This is the work of Plato.
Yes.
You can read this in the Republic if you'd like to.
Oh, really? This
us.
isn't like your guys?
No, we didn't just make up a bit. Yeah, no, we didn't just do a bit. This is the work of Plato.
This is real. So basically, like Yu Yu Hakusho, like it's that.
I have no idea what that is.
All right, well, go fuck yourself.
All right.
It's an anime.
It's an anime show. I know you've never watched an anime show before.
I've never seen anime before. What is that?
Oh, well, it's short for Japanimation.
Okay.
It's basically like, like cartoons in America?
Yeah.
It's like those, but shitty.
Okay.
And like...
and weird, too.
I was trying to... like they're weird.
So shitty and weird cartoons.
All of them have like tentacles.
Okay, that's
shitty
a weird angle.
and weird cartoons.
With tentacles?
That should be the Urban Dictionary, like... definition of anime.
Yeah, and like,
shitty and weird Japanese cartoons.
That like weird emo girls.
Wait, what were we talking?
With?
Oh, you mentioned Isle of Dogs.
It's
idiot style on that.
It's the next Wes Anderson movie. It's stop motion.
Oh, with I know exactly. Like it has a bunch of Japanese influences.
Yeah.
It might take place. I think does it take place in Japan?
It does.
Yes.
It takes place in like Hiroshima.
You don't want to see that?
I don't want to see that. I think I'm just going to be distracted by the weird animation.
The weird animation.
The whole time.
Is it claymation?
It's stop motion. So yes, I don't believe it's made out of literal clay, but just like it's
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
To me,
it's made out of clay.
To me, the animation just looks so weird, and like the characters are so kind of like gross and like bizarre looking that like I'm not gonna be able to get invested in the story because I feel like I'm just gonna be like distracted.
I really like that style, so I'll see it, but I definitely know what you're talking about. Because when I saw the first minute of the trailer, maybe less than that, maybe 30 seconds of the trailer, I was like, what is going on here? But then it sort of grew on me. The same thing happened to me with Coraline.
See, Coraline is like, it is creepy, but it's still like kind of a bit like charming.
Yeah,
looking.
I thought I would say it was beautifully creepy.
Yeah.
It was creepy in the right way, but very, very creepy at times. And it's even creepier in the book.
There's a book?
Yeah, it's based on a book.
Yeah, I've read it. I read it when I was in middle school.
Really?
There's one part that they exempted from the movie, which I thought was smart because this part is horrifying. She goes to the other mother's like realm and she's getting punished for something and she gets like, or maybe she's looking for something. I don't remember exactly, but she gets tossed into like a sort of underground room where it's like pitch black, but the other like father is in there and you don't know he's in there for like most of the time that she's in there until he sort of creepily stalks out because he's all weird looking. If you remember from the movie, he sort of creepily stalks out and like talks to Coraline. And it was reading it, I was scared, and I could not imagine how that could be portrayed in film.
Seeing a live action Coraline would be nuts.
That would be insane.
That would be. I don't remember the book too much. I remember enjoying it, but honestly, I feel like my eyeballs were just kind of skimming the pages. I remember the illustrations for Coraline were fucking amazing.
Yeah,
so creepy.
Yeah, so that movie did a really good job of creeping me out in certain parts.
Yeah.
But I think do you think you'll see Isle of Dogs?
Oh, I'll definitely see Isle of Dogs. I'm very excited for it. I think it looks great. Like straight up, I think it looks awesome.
I think it'll be good. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I mean, I'm not like refusing to see it. I'm not making like a protest out of it.
He's protesting Isle of Dogs. He's boycotting Wes Anderson.
Anti-dog.
All right. The thing is with you, Colin, this is your thing. All right. If you are not excited for a movie, you are not going to like that movie. Without a doubt, you will not like it. But if you are excited for a movie, and don't fucking argue, if you're not excited for a movie, or if you are excited for a movie, I think you're more inclined to like it, but you're also more inclined to be disappointed. Like, Cloverfield Paradox, you wanted to fucking watch that thing. You wanted to watch it.
It was horrible though.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I was excited
was.
to see it too.
It was.
It did disappoint me
But
majorly.
it disappointed you. And that's why you came out and were like, it's fucking garbage. I hate it. I hate it.
This
like,
sucks.
in reality, like, Cloverfield Paradox isn't a terrible movie. It's just so nothing that it's like, why?
It's hardly a movie.
It really is.
It doesn't really have an
hardly a
ending. It feels like the pilot to a TV show.
It just pisses me off knowing the behind the scenes of it and like knowing that like it's a movie that got stolen from somebody essentially.
Yeah.
And then repurposed to trick your audience into watching it.
Just trick them.
Yep.
Just lie to them. Tell them it's a Cloverfield movie when in reality they're just too lazy to actually just sit down and write a new Cloverfield movie. What they want to do is they want to steal a movie pre-production or in some cases post-production, which I believe this one was done mostly post-production. I believe this one was done mostly pre-production.
I don't know. That's
I
the
have no
thing.
idea either.
I want solid confirmation on like how they're branding it. Are they doing it before they're even filmed? Or are they doing it after the movie's been filmed? I want solid answers.
This is my thought. Like this is what I think I have the evidence for this too. Okay, like I have evidence that backs this up. Right? I have my sources. I'm John Campia now. I'm John Campia now. I'm a douchebag. But like, okay, so 10 Cloverfield Lane is a good movie. Submit that into evidence. It's a good movie. But the whole like the weird everything Cloverfield related seems like kind of shoehorned in. And like
absolutely.
Yeah. And like definitely seems like that last little those 10 minutes that were in the last bit of Cloverfield Lane. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Oh, Cloverfield Lane?
Yes.
I have not seen that movie. I thought you were talking about
I'm going to spoil it for you,
That's
okay?
totally fine.
The whole movie, you're basically led to believe that, like, an alien invasion happened, or whatever. Something may have happened out in the world. And this girl is in a cellar with John Goodman and another man. I do not know what the other man is.
He's just the guy.
Yes, he's Aaron Paul, basically. And discount Aaron Paul.
It's every day, bro.
Yes. That's Jake Paul. Aaron Paul plays Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad. It's every day, bro. He's the better Paul brother.
All right, bro.
He's the one that's not a dickhead. So the entire movie, you're kind of led to like believe, okay, like it's gonna twist, like something's
gonna happen.
Yeah, like the world's fine, she can escape. There are 10 minutes latched onto this movie to go, nope, actually there was an alien invasion, and you either hate this ending or you love it.
You just think it's okay. I don't know if anyone's saying they love that thing.
I think it's fine. Because I don't really care. But it's very obviously, to me anyway, reshot. It was shot late in production. It's mostly CGI. There are alien like wolves or whatever the fuck. She survives and then drives off. It's 10 minutes of the film. Wow. It's the last 10 minutes. It's a very weird ending.
They just
to me, it seems
a good Cloverfield.
It seems like I like 10 Cloverfield Lane. 10 Cloverfield Lane is a good movie. Even with that ending, it's a good movie. God Particle, which is the original fucking title of this movie, was going to be a shitty movie. And then I think they got their hands on it. They got their hands on it while they were filming. And then they were like, all right, this is a Cloverfield movie now. All right, okay.
J.J. Abrams,
but it was going to be shit before.
What a weird day that would have been for all the actors and cast and crew.
Yeah, you guys know that this movie is now a Cloverfield movie.
Everyone's like, fuck.
Yeah, but like everything Cloverfield related in the movie is either like it's said over like very reshootable narration like on TV, or like it's just voiceover in the background of something. It's very easy to stick in there or post production. The monster is fucking terrible looking.
So terrible.
Yeah,
not only so terrible, but
that's a cartoon.
What could possibly stop that thing? If it's grander than the clouds, the Earth is done.
You can see it from space, practically.
You can.
You literally can.
It's just, I don't know. I think that 10 Cloverfield Lane was taken very late in the game. Like, it got made, they reshot that one thing, it's a Cloverfield movie now. Okay. God Particle, I think, got taken about halfway through. And they were like, all right, this is now a Cloverfield movie. Maybe they didn't tell the cast that. It doesn't matter. They obviously didn't need to. Like, the cast has no interaction at all with any of the monster shit.
Yeah.
It's all There's no monsters like
cartoons.
There's no monsters on the ship either. Like it's not. The only Cloverfield connection is the name of the ship, the weird voiceover that happens. That's like it could release things into our Earth, and then the ending that is a CGI monster that the cast probably didn't even know was happening.
Imagine being on the cast and watching the movie and then seeing that, not knowing it was going to be in it, and I mean, I'm sure they were already disappointed by that point, but that really would have put the cherry on top for them.
I guarantee that they were like, "What the fuck? My movie's being released now!" Like, yikes!
Yeah, you're probably right. They probably didn't know.
Yeah.
The one actor is just like, I'm so proud of my work in God Particle, and then their character is just completely cut out of the movie, and they're just like, oh,
God, yeah, that shit is weird. What were you talking about anyway?
Isle of Dogs.
Yeah,
Isle of Dogs looks good. That's it.
And how I was like, that's the Clint Eastwood movie, right?
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, well, Isle of the Train and the Dog Taxi. Military.
I'm sure Isle of Dogs will be a fun, quirky, indie Wes Anderson film, but it just looks weird and not in the Lynchian or Death Grips way. I know you hated that sentence, Jacob.
That was an incredibly Colin sentence.
Fuck that sentence in every single way.
So Colin.
God.
So impossibly Colin.
That sentence was so terrible. I don't even. I think I have cancer now.
So boys,
I think I have Tom Hardy cancer.
Time? Yeah, I think it's time. Unless Zeke, there's any insight you want to spread out there before we talk about MCU number 18.
I think I'm ready to rip it, you guys.
All right. Well. All right.
You should be while we're reviewing this. You should put like a beat over it for the introduction for Black Panther.
I'll put.
I thought that I'll actually start by saying so they did a trailer, and then. This is how I think it happened. They did a trailer with music, and then Kendrick Lamar got involved, and then they redid the same trailer with different music.
Yeah.
So the outro song to the first trailer was amazing. I thought it was incredible. I thought it did it perfectly, and I thought it should have stayed, and they changed it.
Yeah, that was
it's Run the Jewels. Legend Has It by Run the Jewels.
Yeah,
one of my favorite hip-hop duos.
That was that sort of that part where it's like
step in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Hold on. How many hip-hop duos do you know?
Duos?
Yeah.
Outcast.
Fuck you. That's a damn good answer.
Yeah. Fuck you. That's great.
That was really quick.
There was a part, like, I don't know if you guys remember the trailer specifically, but it's when he sort of lands on the car, like after that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, dude.
That was Legend Has It.
Awesome. Yeah. That was perfect. It literally got me so ready to see the movie. And then, like, don't get me wrong. Kendrick Lamar's involvement in this movie was awesome. I thought it, like, I'll get into that later, but I think they should have kept that. What do you guys think?
You know, I agree. I do associate Legend Has It now with that Black Panther song.
Yeah.
So I would have kind of liked to have seen it in that.
Yeah, I liked it so much, and yeah.
I do think that what they went for was more ambitious, and I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
Making like an album, especially an album that seems very like not Disney, but it's very associated with it. Like they credit Top Dog Entertainment in the credits of the fucking movie, which I think is ballsy.
What I thought was
Top Dog. That's Kendrick Lamar's like label and shit.
Well, they largely don't use that album in the movie.
They do.
I mean, it was barely used.
They use instrumentals.
Well,
there are parts where I was like, okay, that's an instrumental from that moment. And
they use King's Dead, which. Yeah. We'll get into that later, but I thought because that's spoilers. But
whoops.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna edit that out. Yeah. I don't really care. But it's literally in an album from the movie. It's been released for 2 weeks. Yeah. So I just thought that
it would have been cool because like I can only imagine all the work that those artists put into making those songs, like the vocals. They had a lot of really cool up and coming African American artists. I would have liked to see more of that in the movie, but I understand that a lot of the lyrics were probably super explicit and they didn't want to give off that vibe. But I would have liked to seen more of that stuff in the movie.
I'm with you.
Because I mean, just to list off a couple, SZA was on that album. I think that song is actually in the movie when they're walking into that bar. But Sway Lee. Khalid was on it. Vince Staples was on that album, believe it or not. Yeah,
Vince
I thought
Staples
the album
actually-
was. What did you guys think of the album? Just to preface this,
I haven't really listened to it. The only thing I've checked out maybe like one song, like when I was at home on Spotify, and I've heard a little bit of it with Jacob.
I think it's fine. It's good.
really, you just fine.
X is a good song, although repetitive. It gets
Yeah.
X. It's the second song in the album.
I
Third.
believe so.
Third. No.
Well,
Second.
what Spotify does is
10th.
really frustrating thing where, based on popularity, they switch around the songs.
That's very annoying.
It's
I like Apple
incredibly
Music.
frustrating.
I'm an Apple Music man. Sorry.
But
Sorry to tell you.
I thought there were some real highlights on that album.
Okay, let me go through these. Okay, Black Panther. The first song, didn't really care for it too much.
I thought it was. I would
Um,
listen to it.
It's kind of got a little bit of a whack flow to it, if you will. By Kendrick Lamar. All the Stars, the second song, not for me.
Really,
No.
I thought that was
Is that
great.
is that the one that I liked with the
It's
piano?
The Weeknd
No.
and SZA,
Yes.
who provides great vocals in my
Yes.
opinion. But
Does that not play during the credits?
I believe that song plays.
During the first credits, when the
It
movie
does
ends.
play during the first credits.
I liked it there more than I like it on the album. Fun fact. Number
I thought it was
three,
a great
X.
outro song. I agree.
Yeah, it is a good outro song, but it's not really a good. It's too poppy for me in regular settings. That's very pretentious.
It's XXX Tentacion featured on this.
He is not.
Thankfully not.
He's like, claw their eyes out.
He's on the song "I Am Killmonger" in that he would kill a woman.
Yeah, he tried to kill a woman,
Yeah, and
pushed her down a flight of stairs.
Killmonger does kill a woman in this movie.
That he
Fun
does.
fact. X by Schoolboy Q, 2 Chainz, and Saudi. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought that was a good song.
Pretty good song. The Ways with Khalid and Swali, pretty good song.
Thought it was amazing.
Ops, very good song.
With Vince Staples?
Staples, yes.
Yes, great song.
I
He was
am
amazing.
I Am with Georgia Smith. I do not remember this.
I haven't heard it either.
Paramedic, awesome.
With who? What's on it? Who's on it?
SOB and RBE.
I might not have gotten there.
It's pretty good. Bloody Waters with Absol, Anderson Paak, James Blake.
I love
and
Anderson .Paak, but I haven't heard the song.
Unnecessarily forgettable song.
Really?
Yes, to me anyway. King's Dead, good song.
Amazing.
Redemption Interlude, don't remember it. Redemption, do not remember it. Seasons, don't remember it. Big Shot with Travis Scott. I do remember that. It's a good song.
I thought, well, here, I would like to say this.
Yep.
There was a bit of a controversy in my friend group when that song came out because some people were upset that Kendrick rehashed a song that had already existed and then did a new one with Travis Scott. But I'd like to say on record that song's awesome. And him rehashing that was a great move because the verses are changed and they're awesome. So
Cool. And also, hip hop is rehashing things. That's what hip hop is. And then Pray For Me with The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar. It's okay.
That sounds like a song that would be on Damn.
Pray For Me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ain't nobody praying for me.
I thought it was
Yeah.
awesome that Kendrick was not only able to do this, but did it. I thought that was huge.
Yeah,
I don't know what you guys thought about it.
You could say he's selling out, which is inevitable.
I guess that's one way to look at it, but I bet why he got involved with it was just because this movie is so big for the African American population in the U.S.
Absolutely.
It's huge.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
agree.
It's monumental.
And he was like, this is probably a great opportunity
Yeah.
that I can seize.
I think he might want to. He probably wanted to be involved in that regard, and then putting all these up and coming African American artists on the album, that was huge for me, as like a listener as well as a viewer. I thought that was such a cool thing to do. I thought it was awesome.
How good does Marvel look right now?
Oh, so
just
fucking
so
good.
good.
Man. Kevin Feige is like, yeah, I'm woke.
Yeah,
That's what he says.
I'm fairly woke.
Yes. I fuck with it.
Yes, I am woke.
I was not expecting this movie to make as much money as it did.
It made so, didn't it
It's
snatch the record from
expecting-
Deadpool?
Oh, yeah,
Definitely,
definitely did.
for
Awesome.
sure.
It has
They're-
the
By the end of the long weekend, they are looking at a possibly 235 million.
that's insane.
That would,
It
I think that would
including-
shatter the record for
including
Deadpool.
today for President's Day.
Yes,
Yeah.
long weekend. At the end of
Yeah.
today, it'll have 235,
I think-
which is, I think that's a little bit.
What
of a
was
stretch, but I don't
Deadpool?
know.
Deadpool was like
165?
No, it was about like 130. Jacob,
Oh, then
if you
it'll
wanna look this
shatter
up.
that record.
I don't
Because
know. I don't know.
when it came out, that movie almost broke the Deadpool record, which
Mm-hmm.
was highest grossing opening for an R-rated film, but it just became under it. I believe it was like 120 something. And
That's
it's debated whether or not if Hurricane Irma hadn't have been around,
Oh, really?
more theaters would have been open. They could have potentially, maybe not. I don't know if.
that's a cool economic
yeah, it's
undertide
just
to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zeke. It is cool.
Yes, it is very neat. Thank you. Thank you for providing that insight.
We are actual robots.
Yes.
So
I heard you guys bumped into each other when you saw.
We did.
yeah, we did.
Black Panther.
we both, we saw each other, jerked each other off a little bit.
Just
you
a
know
little
what I'm
bit in the theater
saying?
in
It's fine.
preparation for the movie. I
Yep.
formally met Alex for the first time. That was very pleasant.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. The last time y'all met,
Mhm.
we
She
were
was-
all
She was on shift. She was
yeah,
working.
she was slinging some fucking drinks. She
course.
was like, I need my bottle of
rum.
rum for a rum runner. You know what bartenders do? They
Of
make
course.
rum runners. That's all they
They
do.
yell at the bar back.
We don't have bar back.
Really?
Yeah.
We used
I'm
to.
considering becoming a bar back.
Well, you won't be a bar back where we work because they don't exist.
They used to though.
Yeah, when we were busy.
hmm
But anyway,
So let's get into this movie.
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna just provide a brief. I have a short analysis and then I have a long one of the entire movie play by play, and we're gonna comment on things as we go about, so we do not miss anything. I summarized it perfectly.
Do we want to just state what our consensus is before we delve into it?
I'm
Just
gonna
give us an
briefly
idea?
just give a plot summary, not a plot summary,
Alright,
but like
I'm
a synopsis, and
Okay,
then we're gonna
alright,
state our
great,
opinions,
great.
and then that'll be the
Okay,
end of spoiler free.
awesome. I'm gonna
Fuck
take.
you.
I'm gonna take a little nap
Okay,
while you
alright.
explain all of this.
Cool. Okay, all right. Step into the world of the Black Panther, Wakanda.
Step into the spotlight.
Wakanda is a nation in Africa that's hidden away from the rest of the world. Remember T'Challa from Civil War?
Yeah.
He was the black guy
Yes.
who wasn't Terrence Howard. Wait, sorry, Don Cheadle.
Or
Or Falcon,
dad.
or Anthony Mackie, or
Or
a lot of
T'Chaka.
black- There were a lot of black people in Civil War now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but a few. More than usual. More than most of America's fine with. Okay, so remember him from Civil War? Yeah, alright, well this one's about him. His dad died in Civil War, spoiler alert, so now he's king or something. He has to be king. He has to figure out the ways of that. And also there's a looming threat in the form of Michael B. Jordan's weird body.
Yes.
His weird body.
Yes.
His
He
weird
has all the
scarred
fucking
body.
bumps
Oh,
on him.
yeah, the scars.
Yeah. And that's it. That's Black Panther.
T'Challa finds out along the way that being king is a lot tougher than he thought.
It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
So overall, Jacob, what did you think of the film?
I thought it was good. Possibly really good. But just good, now that I think about it. I think that the plot of the movie is extremely generic, kind of by the numbers a little bit. But I said in my review on the Snyder-Collin show, which we did before this. That's the pre-show. That's one you're not invited to. So we do. Yeah, love you, man.
Okay.
I said that it wasn't really mind blowing in ways the movie
Yeah.
was, but I think that there was enough different in it that I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
The acting is solid, which we will get into per Colin's request. And I think it is a interesting movie that I've thought about a lot over the past couple days after I've seen it. And I'm interested in your thoughts, Zeke. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, Jacob gives it.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. I thought that
Wow.
just if you just take it by the movie, just the movie. Similarly, I would say it was great. I thought it was a great movie. It entertained me. It had me invested the whole time. I thought the acting was solid as well. Plot, like you said, a little generic, but there's just this aspect of it that, so I'll get into what I think about it as not just a movie, but as a thing. You know what I mean? As Black Panther, as a icon, and as what it's doing culturally. So I think that this movie is enormous, like I mentioned, for the African American community. I think that it's empowering people all over the country to African American people, old and young, to take a look at their heritage and to be proud of it and to think about it and ponder it, which I think is cool that this movie's thought-provoking. It made, like, yes, Wakanda is a fictional African nation, but it made everyone in the United States for a second think about Africa, which is cool.
That is
and I think that it's empowering, and that the whole Kendrick Lamar aspect of it was similarly empowering. And I thought that was great, because why not? You know, why not empower that community, and why not have a movie where basically everyone's African American? Similarly, as a Mexican American, I would like to see a movie with all Mexican people, but you know,
when are we gonna get the first Mexican superhero?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering over here. But I think for now this is a huge step in the right direction.
Okay, I like that opinion. What on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would give the movie. You see, because I have a really hard time discerning how much I like the film as a film, whereas I like all this extra stuff. What it's doing in the country, I think, at least. But I would similarly give it like an 8.5, maybe a 9.
Yeah.
I'd say a 9. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. A 9 out of 10.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And here we go with the disagreement.
Here we go. Here we fucking go. Let's get the popcorn ready. This cynical motherfucker in the left corner.
All right. So first of all, I want to say that it is great that arguably the biggest film franchise ever is able to focus on like traditional African culture, even though like what Zeke said, even if it is a fictional city where an alien meteor landed and they have magical metal.
Yeah. So you're saying you are happy that black people are also happy?
Yeah, I think that's
you don't
great.
hate that.
No.
Okay.
Because
just wanted to clarify.
Because that's ridiculous.
Yes.
Hey, I love Moonlight. All right. I love Moonlight. And I was the only damn person in that theater. Okay.
Were you really the only person in the Moonlight?
Then again,
theater?
I saw it on Thanksgiving at like 2:00 in the evening.
2:00 in the evening?
Yeah.
Wait. They were playing.
Yeah.
They were playing that at 2 in the morning.
No, like
2 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
2 in the
afternoon, not
evening.
Not evening. Sorry.
Like, whoa.
Sorry, I didn't mean evening.
Does Colin look blue in the moonlight then?
I do. Yeah, I saw that alone.
Nice.
There was no one in there, and I was like, fuck yeah.
I just want to go on record and say there's nothing wrong with seeing movies by yourself.
No,
absolutely nothing.
I saw
it's
nothing
very
wrong
empowering,
with it.
actually.
I think it's awesome.
I saw this movie alone.
I would have gone with you if there were any seats, which we'll talk about later. Anyway, what were you thinking about the movie?
So yeah, it's great. It's one of the biggest movies ever. I thought this movie was just very, very average. Very average.
So you're saying you hate black people?
No. Well, no. I just thought it was average. It was just an average movie.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fair.
Just very, very average.
Okay.
When we get to the more specifics, I can point out things that I was just kind of like, no, come on. Thought the ensemble for the most part was pretty much great. Didn't think Black Panther was really the most interesting character. He's very like subdued and just kind of like, oh, I must become king. That's what I must do. Yeah, which I guess is just part of the character. He's not like, I don't know. I feel like he wasn't the most like exciting person.
No, and he's not exactly relatable either.
Yeah.
But I don't find that to be a problem.
I mean, yeah,
How
he's not.
could you relate to that guy? Like,
he's
got the biggest problem ever. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
he has
yeah,
to run a fucking country.
he's not Robert Downey Jr. He's not just like
Yeah.
quick quips.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was average, just decent. Thought the plot was a little all over the place at times.
It's interesting that you bring up the Robert Downey Jr. because basically everyone's comparing Black Panther to Iron Man.
How? Like his
everyone I've talked
powers?
to,
Like, because he has a suit and it can like show his face sometimes.
because
How is he anything like?
the films are being compared because a lot of people are thinking that it's in contention to be the best Marvel movie.
Yes, which that is a big thing, but I'm gonna counter that with That's said every time a Marvel movie is released.
Exactly.
Every single time. Because they do it to start discussion, and also on the internet, it is a easy way to get clicks. This movie does kind of warrant it because Black Panther, it's kind of a big deal. You can't really escape it, so... that warrants it more than, like, Ant-Man.
Yeah, like, Thor Ragnarok's the best Marvel movie. It's like, was it? Like, is it really? Everybody has an opinion on these things, but, like, for every single one of the fucking critics spots, like, on TV, you see, like, best Marvel film yet. And it's like, when are we gonna stop doing this? You know what I mean?
I think after this.
After the, really?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
You know
it's
what?
It's the best Marvel movie.
You know what? Is it?
Yeah.
Iron Man 1's better. All right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Zeke.
It's just, I mean, it's hard to say because I'll have to rewatch Iron Man 1, but this movie just is so much cooler. It's so much cooler, in my opinion, obviously. This is my humble opinion. There's so much more, like, you get the technology with Tony Stark, you know what I mean? Like, he's technologically advanced up to a point. But then you get Wakanda, and they're just light years ahead of him. Just everyone. Like, not even one specific person, everyone. Because they're using vibranium. And, yeah, that's an unfair advantage, but it's just cooler. I mean, they have all these things, like, all this infrastructure. I mean, that's just me, though.
I really liked the Shuri character, his sister.
Oh, yeah, she was awesome.
She was great. I liked her a lot.
And that's another thing that they did that was really cool, is that they made a young African-American girl the chief scientist of the whole country.
She's actually, in fact, the smartest person in the MCU.
Really?
Have you not heard of that?
Mm-mm.
I haven't heard that, but I don't think it's a far stretch.
I think that's like literally might be canon, like saying that she is the most intelligent person on Earth, even more intelligent than Tony Stark. I heard that. I read that somewhere.
If that's true, I wish they would have had more of that in the film. She definitely was awesome, and she was super fun, and like played a really good sister role. But if that is canon, I wish they would have put more into it.
Yeah, she seems very smart. But
yeah,
like,
you could tell how intelligent she is.
Yeah, but like, if we're getting the Fantastic Four, I want Reed Richards to be the smartest person in the MCU because he's an asshole. Like, he's an asshole with how smart he is. Like, he creates dimensions and then goes into them like on a whim. Like, she's not doing that. Like, that's not this kind of shit she's into. But like, at the same time,
granted,
like,
she's young.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I definitely see her as smarter than Tony Stark, even though Tony Stark, like, I mean, like, I don't know. Well, I guess
maybe
he doesn't really have nanotech figured out. She kind of feels like.
But that's the thing that I mentioned, is that they have such an unfair advantage in terms of it's just commonplace to have vibranium laying around. Whereas for someone like Tony Stark, it's like, oh my god, like a pound of vibranium, like
just to have it laying around.
Well, yeah, they're like it's everywhere. It surrounds us. It's on our wrists.
We eat it.
Yeah,
they fucking do. All right. So to wrap up your spoiler free.
If you like Marvel movies, you're going to like this one. No question about it.
Definitely.
Just, decent entertainment.
Cool.
No real twists or turns that really like enticed me too much. As you know, I'm not really like crazy about the action in these Marvel movies. I know I've brought that up a few times. Like, so just decent, solid entertainment that is, speaking out to, Black people.
Take your family. Yeah. See with your family.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's awesome. I like the cultural aspect of it more.
I think it's
than
huge.
The movie itself.
See, that's one thing that I probably, in the coming days and weeks, I'll start to realize more things about the movie that I didn't like because it's just naturally how it happens. But the cultural aspect of it, I'm telling you guys, it's big.
Yeah, like having people like going out with their families to like go see a movie is better than the actual movie. You know?
Yeah, like the fact that
absolutely
like doing this.
Absolutely, like the feeling that you get, like knowing that it's uniting families, like it's seeing a smaller black gentleman. Someone call him a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing like little black kids taking pictures by the Black Panther standee. Colin mentioned that earlier. I saw it at my showing too, and I know you probably saw it.
Definitely.
Like,
that's amazing.
That is
warms
better
my heart.
That is better than anything in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, seeing that is so much fucking
cooler. I was wearing the BDSM bondage mask. That's what he looks like, dude. Black Panther.
He kind of does.
Yeah, it looks like the Death Grips album cover. The money store. It does.
God,
it does.
can you compare anything to
Yes.
Death Grips?
Yes.
I was similarly moved by the fact that people were proud to wear a dashiki
That is
to
cool
the theater.
too. Yeah.
The fact that a whole family of people wearing a dashiki are proud and empowered to wear that, and that's awesome because
it is.
Yeah,
it's a cultural thing that I think needs more exposure.
I went up to a woman wearing one, and I was like, "What is that? What are you wearing?"
And did she?
She taught me, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, I was educated today about the dashiki, and I think it's awesome.
I was like, I've literally only seen white shirts and blue jeans before. I've never seen it.
You live in the 60s?
So spoiler free is
Spoiler free is over.
concluded.
We're now...
Am I not going to give it my number?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I
can
wanna
do whatever
hear it.
you want.
Yeah, you asked Zeke, and you gave yours.
Okay.
I was waiting for my turn.
I was waiting for you to give it because you're on this podcast every week.
I give it a 6 out of 10. Just
Damn.
That's better than I thought you were going to give it.
Fair enough. That's actually... I thought you were going to go 7.
I thought you were going to go 5.
no, definitely not 5. 5 and below is just like, that sucked. 6, just
Fair enough.
Decent.
maybe it'll change over time. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
I'll see it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it again.
All right. Now we're going to get into Black Panther thoughts, like in depth.
Okay.
I have an entire
Yeah,
analysis of the movie written down.
You
Fuck
have
off.
you have your thesis written out on Black
Fuck
Panther.
off.
I
You
think
saw
it's
it
cool that you
today.
did that.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
I don't have my own thesis to present as well, but I think it's cool that you took the time to think about the movie in depth.
I'm just summarizing it basically. So I'm just gonna read some summation points, and then we're gonna talk about it if we have thoughts about it along the way. We're
Sounds
gonna
good.
break the fuck out of this movie.
I'm
down.
super down.
Cool. Movie begins with some weird sandy CGI over narration about Wakanda. A vibranium meteor lands in past Wakanda. Tribes settle on it. A Black Panther man conquers it. They hide from the world while becoming super technologically advanced. Boom, here we go.
All right, so you literally do have to like bring this up at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
Because they've talked about vibranium before, but like, imagine if they just didn't.
Yeah,
never
they
like.
did have to explain it. There was definitely those details in that initial. I mean, did you like that initial scene?
I didn't have a problem with it.
I thought I liked
really
it. I
care
mean,
for
I
it.
thought that it introduced this, like the vibranium, the way it moves and the way it can be molded. That was cool because you don't, like Colin said, you don't really know much about vibranium going into it, and it needed explanation.
Fair enough. I think that, I don't know, I think the most interesting part about it was like the old-fashioned like Black Panther masks.
Yeah,
seeing that.
I liked
was
that.
kind of neat, you know?
Um,
The cultural thing about it, why they hid from the rest of the world. They just wanted to hide their fucking vibranium. Makes sense. Why wouldn't you?
I thought that the first thing that came to my mind was The Lion King. As soon as I heard like, tell me a story, I was like, are we getting an exclusive sneak peek
I
at the
did see
the new
some.
Jungle Book movie that's coming, or the Lion King movie that's coming out?
I did see some unfortunate similarities between The Lion King and Black Panther. Like some of the still shots, there were some definite similarities.
Absolutely, especially on the ancestral plane.
Yes, that was one
Very
of the
much
huge
so.
ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. We go to present day. Sorry. We do not go to present day after that. The movie really begins, I say, with a flashback to T'Chaka, Black Panther's father, as he kills a dude who is Sterling K. Brown, who was helping Andy Serkis steal vibranium at some point in the 90s.
Well, this is his brother.
Yep. Yeah. We
Joe
don't know
Blue.
that yet, though.
Yeah.
We do not know that.
It's pretty much similar to the opening of Spider-Man: Homecoming with the Vulture getting laid off.
It is a little
You know?
similar in that, like,
It's before the studio logo,
Mhm.
and it's not an action sequence that contains the superhero.
yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
T'Chaka's garb and suit were awesome.
Oh, that suit's better than any suit
Yeah,
that's shown in the entire
definitely.
movie. That should be the
T'Challa
Infinity
did make
War
a good
shoot.
point, though, that he's like, the point is not to be seen. And that's a very flashy setup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess it was a more royal.
Yeah, because he was going to see his
Thing.
brother.
Yeah,
So it makes sense that he sort of dressed up.
It turns out to be a pretty pivotal fucking scene in the movie.
It's
so.
huge. It's instrumental.
I liked that it actually doesn't. It's not meaningless.
Yeah.
it It has weight to it. You know that they're close. You don't know they're brothers, though. Like, I don't think. In that opening scene, you're not told that they are brothers.
No.
Yeah, you're told.
You are?
Because he goes like, I think they do the thing where he shows his lip, or he's like, say who you are.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, they know they're brothers, but we don't know he kills him.
We also don't know that, because in that opening scene before T'Chaka gets there, Njobu, I think is his name, and Zuri are, well, you don't know that those are their names, but they're like plotting a heist.
Yeah.
And they're speaking with completely American accents, and you have no idea what's going on until T'Chaka gets there. And then it gets ultimately revealed that they're both Wakandan.
Yeah, they're spying. Yeah. I like young Forrest Whitaker's dead-eyed stare trying to be Forrest Whitaker. It's kind of funny that the young Forrest Whitaker was just like
a goofy looking guy.
Yeah, he needed to look like Forrest Whitaker when he's old. And I was like, you could probably just look like yourself. I don't know. Like, you don't need to look this brain dead.
I realized about not only that scene, but they come back to it throughout the movie, is that they had a slight commentary on like the 90s in California, like when it was, like,
don't they
on
show
being black
like,
in the 90s? Because he's like, they don't have any way to defend themselves, like they're being oppressed, and like we could help them. And he's like, but that's not Wakanda's way. You know what I mean? Like, in Njobu's like, we could help. Like, the reason I'm dissenting is because I want to arm the people so that they can like rise up against these oppressors. And T'Chaka's like, nah, that's not our way.
Yeah, that is pretty backwards. Just like, we don't care about helping others. All right, like we
need to protect our own. It's like it's a value that's culturally represented, protecting your own, but like it's also one that is said like, if you go too far with it, this is the outcome. Like, you start neglecting everybody else.
Yeah.
And the needs of others over your own. Or like, sorry, like the needs of your own over the needs of others.
Yeah. Which I think that Wakanda being isolationist, I'm actually speaking to the politics of the MCU right now.
You know, I'm about to get into it too.
Yeah, I think that they should be isolationist. It's a good move on their part, because without isolationism, you really do run into some sticky barrels of molasses.
Oh, for sure.
The U.S. has seen that very strongly. I don't know.
World War II, perhaps?
Vietnam was the example that comes to mind for me. Kind of had no business getting down over there, but we did. So that was unfortunate. But isolationism sometimes is cool. Sometimes it works out.
I think that they're so far gone as far as like being isolationist, but like while like hiding still, they're hiding from the rest of the world. We are too far in to reveal ourselves now. Like, they can't do it because now so Age of Ultron presents the Sokovia Accords issue or whatever. We're going to deal with repercussions from that for forever. We're still dealing with repercussions from the first Avengers. Like, now we're going to deal with, well, what happens if Wakanda reveals itself in their technology earlier? Why didn't they step in? They could have fought this off. Like, they could have helped. They didn't. Like, fuck the Wakandans. Like, and that's going to be a thing now. And it makes me roll my eyes because it's like, damn it. Like, why would you do that? Like, the interesting part of Wakanda is that we don't know all about it. Like, now we do.
You're referring to the end where he's like, yeah, this is going to be the embassy.
Yeah.
That was a cool move in terms of the writing, but in terms of the overarching fact that they are coming out to the world and being like, that was not a strong move.
Yeah,
in my
they need
opinion.
to stay hidden. You need to integrate
because
you're missing the big picture though. The big point is that they want to help people now.
I understand.
They want to share.
I think Jacob and I just disagree that they shouldn't help. We disagree with the fact that they shouldn't help people. But they should stay isolationist.
The politics of the MCU.
Yeah, which is hilarious to think about.
The extent of their help needs to be Black Panther as an Avenger, and that's it.
I think monetarily,
that's his help.
I think they could help out monetarily. Like, they could stabilize some economies in Africa, definitely.
Fair enough.
Which would be cool.
They need to do that under the radar, though.
Yeah,
that's not something you let people know. This is fucking political as hell right now. But anyway,
these are actually fake politics.
Yes, this is fake politics.
This is fake news.
This is fake news.
I disagree on like being like, oh, they should like keep like hidden. Then like the whole movie would have been like kind of pointless because that's what the movie was kind of leading up to.
Well, then
even
that
if it's
throws
not,
into
like,
question whether or not you should have a Black Panther movie.
Well,
like,
I think
you should, but like
the reason they got like they were building up to like them releasing this information to the world was for the Avengers, which is kind of bullshit in my opinion, because Marvel's sort of like funneling into this Avengers thing, which like, yeah, I understand that that's where they're trying to go, but it produces movies where character development's lacking. Like Ant-Man. Oh, that's a movie where I love Ant-Man, but it could have used a lot more, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Is Wakanda actually terrible? Are they actually a terrible country for just like being like, no,
You know,
the United States was like that for a short time.
I think they'd be less terrible if they didn't know what was going on in the world. If they just completely shut off all communication and didn't know what the fuck was up, unless you were royalty. But like, even then,
that may be the case.
It might be, but
I find it unlikely, but it may be.
I feel like the people are knowledgeable of what's going on, but just all of them agree with it. And it's like, they've literally been bred into this shit. And like, if you don't agree with it, too bad, because like, this is how we're doing it, and they honor it. And that's their society as a whole.
But you could argue
they respect their
But you could argue the same thing is happening in real life, like here. Because like, every day we disagree with things that the US is doing, but like, we don't have a choice. Like, we don't get a say. I mean, like, we can vote, but like, there's a lot of things we don't get to vote on that happen.
That's true.
We're also drawing parallels between politics of reality and fiction.
In this, maybe this is the best MCU.
Yeah, maybe it is. It's certainly a very thought-provoking one. All right, we move to present day after Sterling K. Brown is revealed as a spy. All right, present day. It's probably soon after Civil War, I would assume. Probably like the next day. I don't know. Black Panther goes and like saves Lupita Nyong'o, and then he tells her he's king in like a day, and she should go back to Wakanda. Well, she's like, all right.
He doesn't save her, does he? She's like on a mission, right?
He takes her out of the mission.
Yeah, he's like, you got to come to my ceremony.
Yeah, rescues is a term that I said.
He's like, hey, I'm going to
rescues
do
her
this
from the
you.
mission and goes, all right, we're taking you out of this. We're done. You're done. You're coming back from overseas. We're taking you home.
See, I thought that scene was just kind of like, okay, like a little action sequence. Like,
it was lame.
It showed the humanity of the Wakandans too, because there's that guy, there's like a child soldier, and he's like, don't kill him, she's like, don't kill him. He's like, just a boy.
Yeah, and he was like, I wanted to murder him. Like, can we not?
Yeah,
like, stop.
I also he looked at the boy and he was like, I would love murdering you.
It also gave you a little taste of who T'Chaka is, because she's like, don't freeze, and he's like, I don't even want to do an accent. Or did I say T'Chaka? I meant T'Challa. Yeah. He's like, I never freeze, and then he totally freezes.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, hello.
Yeah. Because he's not exactly a ladies' man, that T'Challa.
Yeah. No, he's not.
Lupita Nyong'o is great too.
She's great.
Yeah, she's great when she's not like getting motion captured for a throwaway Star Wars character.
Yeah. I thought her character was whatever.
What's the actress's name that plays like the general?
Oh,
in Black Panther?
Yeah, or she's like the female general.
Yeah, the one with the spear.
Denai Gurira.
Okay,
yeah, she was really good.
Plays Okoye.
I heard this talked about on a podcast, on a separate podcast, that I thought it was such a cool thing that they said that like
we're now gonna recycle it onto this podcast.
Yes.
It was it's just such a cool idea, because basically she has come into like Hollywood in quotations as a badass. Like, period. She's just a female African-American badass. And I think they're just going to let her roll with that, which is awesome.
What else?
Like,
awesome. What else has she
been
in
the Walking Dead?
Oh.
Yeah. Which people are sleeping on.
Is she the one with
the katana and the dreads?
Yeah, alright, good. I didn't want to mistake her.
And she's badass in that. She's super badass in this film, and I'd like to see her more in more badass roles.
I would like to see her in a nice drama. Possibly Paul Thomas Anderson. Directed, yes.
Written by Aaron Sorkin.
Yes.
Preferably.
Yes. Alright, soon after they take Lupita out, we go to Wakanda. I have here listed, it's CGI. It is.
Yeah.
We arrive there. Black Panther has a sister, and they are cordial. He also has a mother, and they are also cordial.
Is the mother played by Mary J. Blige?
No. No, it's someone else.
She's
Or,
an
what's her
actress
name?
in she's in
What's
bunch
her
of stuff. She's in American Horror Story.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
She's awesome. I love her as an actress. And it later, like, you don't see it at first because she's wearing a headdress, but she has these amazing, like, white dreadlocks.
Hair, yeah.
That was awesome. I
that
thought that
is
was
cool.
amazing.
That's very like anime-ish too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
What
cool.
can I say?
He also, yo, boy, you're an otaku. He also has a mother, and they are also cordial, is what I said. I forget what happens after this,
They're a
but basically he
family.
arrives and shit.
They have that ceremony where he fights.
That's I haven't gotten there
Oh,
yet. Right after that, that's a nice little intro. There's a middle finger. I love a good middle finger in the MCU. Love that.
So that's part of the Wakanda like language. Is fuck you.
Yes.
If there even is a Wakanda language, they'll speak English. Is there a Wakanda
there is a
language?
Wakanda
Yeah.
language. They do speak like
Yeah, they
native
speak in
African.
Wakandan.
I'm sure it's a real language.
It's probably a real language, but they
Yeah.
call it Wakandan.
Yeah. Somewhere in here, I think that Andy Serkis and Michael B. Jordan rob a museum and they steal some vibranium. But I can't remember. So it happens at some point. Yes.
I think it happens after the fight.
I don't think so.
It might happen
it
in
happens
between the
before.
middle finger and the fight.
I think that's
Or the
what
ceremony.
happens. Yes. Either way, let's talk about this scene.
So they like poison the girl's drink.
Yeah, and then she like passes out or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they,
it's like
to cause a diversion. I
I
guess
was-
that feels like recycled like heist like plot. You know,
Mhm.
oh,
Maybe.
you didn't know I poisoned your drink.
The
Diversion.
main point of this scene is that Michael B. Jordan is wearing glasses, and oh boy, that makes my ovaries sting.
I thought that his performance in that scene was like pretty bad. I was not looking forward to seeing him in the rest of the movie, but he brought it back for me at least. I thought that he seemed like just insincere and sort of like, I don't know. It didn't seem like he was like in it.
Yeah, almost
Wow.
like almost
Holy
like he was.
fuck.
Yeah, almost like he was
Really?
phoning it in. All right, so Michael B. Jordan, he's getting like all this praise as like one of the best MC.
I cannot believe you share this opinion with me.
Well, no. Oh, don't get it twisted. I think later in the film he makes it. He makes an amazing performance, but that scene in specific, I did not.
It's literally
care for.
it's literally the opposite for me.
Really?
Zeke. It's literally the opposite. I
Wow.
was like, I'm kind of on board with this. But then later in the movie, if it was basically the reverse,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know why Michael B. Jordan's getting so much praise. He's literally he gives the worst performance in the movie.
He's amongst the. I thought like Andy Serkis's performance wasn't great.
He was
He was over the
hammy.
top, and I was fine with that.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was super over the top.
He's just like, I'm gonna do an impression. Hold
He has a South African accent, right? In the
on. Yeah, sort of.
it's I don't know.
He's faking it. It's not his real accent.
Yeah,
but like,
whatever it was just too much.
See,
I
Michael
thought
B-
it was good in Avengers: Age of Ultron. I thought he was better.
I don't. I know you said Michael B. Jordan. He chewed a lot of scenery. I don't think he went far enough. I think he went like halfway, and it comes off really phoned in. Because I don't think he knew how to play a villain.
I think he should have gone way harder.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, I don't think he knew how to do villain.
Fair enough.
Like, he just doesn't know. So, like, it just came in phoned in. Like, when he's just like, yeah, I'm the king now.
Yeah,
I was just
I'm
was
starting
just
to
like,
agree with Colin
see?
more.
I disagree.
I'm starting to agree with.
I
It was just
disagree with that.
a lot of.
Especially compared to everyone else. Like, we'll get to the scene later, but, like, the scene where he, quote unquote, defeats T'Challa, and, like, everyone's just looking at him. To me, it was almost like all the cast is just like looking on. They're just
Yeah.
like, they're not his acting isn't as good as ours
Yeah.
in this movie.
And
They're all just like, your performance is weak.
And he like this is gonna be a big spoiler. In that scene, he kills Zuri, played by
Yeah, that was
Forrest
just kind of
Whitaker,
brushed over.
Oh,
which was like
yeah.
and he was like
Fuck you.
he says like, I think he calls him like Uncle Ben because he had a
Uncle
different
James.
Uncle James.
Ben.
Yeah,
He's like then I'll kill you too, Uncle James, and he just like stabs him in the chest.
all right, that was funny. That was all right.
that was like I was
like.
like, okay, no, Michael B. Jordan, you need to like care more about that.
Also, I didn't like. We're gonna get to this scene later, and I'll save it. I'll save it for later. Whatever.
I just
All
thought
right.
it was like this
It's
person
silly.
deceived you as a child. You should hate him way more than just be like whatever and stab him. Like you just should care way more. Like you should like be into that more.
I'm telling
Michael B.
you,
Jordan.
dude. He phoned it in because he didn't know how to play a villain, but
I think-
but he's worked with Ryan Coogler in all of his movies. playing the protagonist, I might add. Fruitvale Station, I haven't seen it.
He's definitely the protagonist.
Yeah, he's the main character, if you want to say he's the protagonist, because of like what happens to him. You've seen it, right, Jacob?
Yes, he dies.
It's about a cop shooting and
it's a true
killing.
story. Yes.
Now that I think about it, there's only one scene where I really felt Michael B. Jordan.
Is it
at
the
all.
ancestral plane scene?
No,
I would say he was. Good
it was
in that.
it was his literal last scene, his death scene.
Oh, fair enough.
That was the only one. It might not even be because of his performance, but I thought the writing of that last thing that he says, like, was a literal punch in the face to everyone in the theater. Race disregarded. Like that. Line.
What was the line?
He was like, T'Challa was like, you could still be healed, and he's like, why? So that you guys could chain me up and like put me in bonds.
No,
he's like, bury me in the ocean with like my brothers
ancestors
who jumped from the ship because they knew that like death was better than bondage. I was like, whoa, that was powerful as hell. And then he pulls the thing out of his chest and he dies. I was like, I literally, like I said, I got punched in the face. I was like, oh my gosh, that was powerful as hell.
See,
it really left an impression on me.
See, I'm not saying his character wasn't well written.
Yeah.
I just think
I agree. I think Colin is one way over here.
He's too
Oh my
he's too
God.
pretty to play a villain too.
Yeah, he looked very cool.
He's not menacing. He looks
definitely
like
not menacing.
Yeah, he's not. He has no business
Should
playing
he
a
have
villain.
played Black Panther?
He could have, but he's
I
not.
love Chadwick Boseman.
He's younger too.
Yeah, he is. He's a little bit
and
too young. Chadwick Boseman's 40 years old. Nobody talks about that enough. I think I mentioned that on my first appearance on this podcast.
You did.
That's insane to me. He has aged incredibly.
What was I going to say? Michael B. Jordan was also in Phantom Force Stick, so you might not want to put him in the lead. And I think they want to go a little bit older.
Yeah.
Because how old's Michael B. Jordan? Like 25? 40? Is he 40?
65
I don't know.
years old.
But yeah, Colin won me over.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I think this scene, it was stupid. The part that I don't like in this scene is where he's like, oh, is that mask Wakanda too? He's like, nah, I'm just feeling it.
Yeah,
I was like,
I hated that.
don't feel that line.
I don't feel that.
I'm just vibing.
Yeah, it's like, if you're a true villain, like, you don't say stuff like that.
It feels like every scene, I think I told it to you, but it feels like every scene with Michael B. Jordan, it's like the first take, and they used his first take for every
Like,
single line he delivered.
notes from the director.
He was like, I'm just warming up.
And they
We
were
can
like,
do it
all right,
again.
yeah, it's in the movie.
He's like, you sure? I was just practicing.
Also, I simply have to address this. Was T'Chaka's eye like that
In Civil War?
In Civil War?
I don't know. I don't remember.
think it was because
He was wearing
a
glasses in Civil War. That's why it was different.
It was
the
really
glasses distract from it. I know, but it's boy. He has he has a worse glass eye than old Timmy Snyder does. I'll tell you.
Yeah, for real.
Yikes.
All
right.
I thought the little heist scene was okay. You don't see Michael B. Jordan for a little while though. After that,
Yeah, he kind of disappears. So now we go to the tribal ceremony where he becomes king. He fights Winston Duke, who is named M'Baku, or Manape in the comics.
Manape.
Yes, Manape. They did not do that in the movie, even though he has all of the character tropes and things that Manape has in the comics. They did not call him Manape to avoid racial things.
That was probably a good
with good reason.
Can you imagine in like an early draft of the script where Martin Freeman's character is like pointing at him, he's like, "Get Manape."
Yeah, that would have ruined the movie, very likely.
Yeah. All right. T'Challa wins, but he spares his life. He's king now. Okay.
Okay, cool. But I thought he was already king though because his dad died. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess they have to do this primitive savage ritual of fighting.
It's supposed to be ceremonial largely. I don't think anyone's supposed to challenge him.
Yeah, that's because I kind of got that. Oh boy,
I keep on hitting the table. I'm sorry, listeners.
It's okay. I got that impression too. Like no one's really supposed to challenge him at this thing.
I thought it was a purely ceremonial thing where all the royal bloodlines are like, we accept you as our king.
Yep.
They do get a little bloody in this fight.
They do.
T'Challa's nose begins to bleed.
Yeah.
Yes, but nothing matters because heart-shaped herb, baby.
Dude, it made me like cringe whenever he drank the Wakanda
like that
juice
scene.
and like his veins got all
Yeah.
blue. I was just like, oh, that type
Also,
of stuff.
is he okay to fight after that? Like, you just got your powers sucked from you. Are you good?
It's pretty temporary, I guess. But whenever his like veins start bulging blue, like, that grosses me out.
Yeah.
The idea of like all your veins in your body just bulging out of you.
All right. After this, he visits the ancestral plane, and he after he drinks the heart-shaped herb, and he talks to his dad. It's a nice scene.
I thought that scene was beautiful.
It's a nice scene.
I thought it was awesome. The Panthers were actually pretty scary.
They were. I quite liked. Yeah, you hear that? Hear the feedback a little bit? My phone. The mic's reacting to my phone.
I hear it.
No, it's not. But I think it's a nice moment when he's like, I'm not ready. And I genuinely was like, oh my God, he's not ready to be king or whatever. He's like, I'm not ready to be without you. And it's like, that is a fatherhood thing. That was nice. I was like,
Dude.
that's good writing right there. That's a nice moment. And it doesn't show that he's a weak king. It just shows like, I miss you because you're my dad.
Yeah. He's a
That
human.
was sweet. Yeah, like that was nice.
He's
I
a
liked
superhero,
that
but he's a
moment.
human. That's also T'Chaka says his like line of dialogue right after he says like I'm not ready. That's like some stuff Socrates would say. He's like, have you not been by my side? Like, have you not learned these things from me? Have you not learned how to be king?
It's Socratic in ways, and
Socratic.
it's also like very biblical.
Yeah.
Like it's very like it's very old fashioned in the way he says it.
It had some nice visuals. Why is everyone so intimidated by panthers? They're just big old silly cats. Just go to them and rub their bellies. They'll love it.
Colin will later die of a panther attack.
Just go up and like rub its belly. Like you'll start
God.
purring.
If only they were more Florida Panthers
Right?
to rub.
Yeah, I
bellies
know
up.
everyone's like, oh, this scene's so emotional. I'm like, all right. I feel I feel nothing. Like his dad died in Civil War. I know.
All right. Well, after that, he goes and talks to Daniel Kaluuya, who's the star of Get Out, who plays Wakabi. Daniel Kaluuya telecasts himself as somebody who will present disagreement later, and they get a call from Denai Gurira, who plays Okoye, or Okoye, and saying that Claw's in South Korea or something. Go get him.
All right. So Daniel Kaluuya, he really doesn't have much to do in this movie except for just standing there looking very, very stern.
Yes.
And Claw, he's basically Swiper from Dora the Explorer.
Yeah.
He just goes into Wakanda and he just takes some vibranium. He's been doing this for 30 years and they haven't caught the guy.
Yeah,
For 30 years.
that is a little bit of a like.
T'Chaka must have been just completely inept at his job. Just like,
He was
wow,
probably
you're
just, like,
terrible.
He was probably
high
off his
very-
ass off like weird Wakanda drugs.
He's probably just very like, I can't, like, we can't do anything because we have to keep this secret. Like, I feel like if he pursued Claw, then like it would be very likely that. But then again, he does show up in the Black Panther suit in a spaceship in Oakland
That's true, and they don't do a good enough job of hiding it clearly.
as like 7 children. Like, we're like, whoa, what's that spaceship?
Oh, that scene was so lame.
That was
so
Wait,
lame.
which one?
The kids being like, guys, like they're like, whoa, look at that spaceship.
Yeah.
Like at the end.
Yeah,
I
that was a
like,
little-
that sucked. I'm sorry. That
Did you
horrible.
hate how the kid was like, "Who are you, Mister?" And then he's like,
Yes.
"I'm T'Challa, motherfucker."
He doesn't even
Isn't
say
that, isn't that
anything.
what it ends on?
Yeah.
It's like at the end of
Who are
it's-
you?
It's like it's like Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Except he says I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Except he
That's
says
the
it,
most.
so
Now
it's
that I
literally
think, that's the most
opposite.
Tony Stark thing to do ever.
it is.
Ever.
But this is why you should have stayed. Colin didn't stay for the end credits.
Yeah, I was.
You
just
should have
ready to get out
stayed.
of there.
You should have stayed because the mid-credit scene, it should have just been
in
the
movie.
last scene of the
Yeah.
movie. It's T'Challa giving a speech to the UN and talking about unity and like opening up and like why we do it. And then it ends on a similar-ish scene to how the movie actually ends.
Yeah.
Which is where like, what does a country of farmers have to offer the world? And then he just kind of smiles.
You know what?
And then it ends.
You know what I realized?
Nice ending. Good
is
ending.
that
Even better.
the person who poses that question is from France, and he does it in the most like French like fuck you way possible. He's
Yeah.
like, what do you guys have to offer? And then T'Challa's like, you fool.
He's like, Wakanda's just
I
a
have
dirty,
a bullet.
poverty-stricken country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I have a bulletproof cat suit that will blow your fucking mind, kid.
Sir. Yeah, I thought that
Dickhead.
definitely should that Now that you bring that up, that would have been a great ending scene.
It just should have been not in the mid-credit scene. All right. So Claw's in South Korea. They talk about the mission to get Claw over with. And everybody disagrees, but they roll with it anyway because fuck it. Wakabi is like, if you don't kill him, I'll betray you. And T'Challa's like, alrighty.
Yeah, all right.
So you're like, I bet nothing will go wrong.
You're like, I'm sure this subplot could be completely cut out of the script.
Yep.
And it wouldn't
really
make too much difference on the movie.
Not at all.
But we need to have action in it at some point because it is a superhero movie. And what's the one thing you expect from a superhero movie? Is the superhero to
plot development?
Well, no,
I'm kidding.
Well, that's what we can only hope. Which they've been doing a decent job. But
action is
beating up guys.
Yeah.
If you remove this part from the movie, nothing's different. Nothing's different, really. The runtime is shorter. That's it. Black Panther goes to get a new suit from his sister Shuri, played by Letitia Wright, who is basically Tony Stark except not as pompous. Is that not true?
Yeah,
she's a little pompous. She's not as pompous as
she's a little sassy.
I said not as pompous.
Maybe not pompous, but sassy. Yeah,
she gives him a panther suit that can do anything, and they go on a mission. Boom.
I liked how they kind of like explain like, hey, if you get punched, it absorbs it and like stores the blast.
Because that became so much. That became huge later.
Yeah, he's like OP.
Yeah,
but like, why would he not just like just blow that shit off?
Punch me.
It becomes like
punch me, Hulk. Dude, what if you think it's gonna happen in Infinity War?
That'd be
no,
cool.
it's
Hulk,
not.
Hulk
the blast isn't that strong, though.
I don't know.
It can be. I mean, like close to a dozen guys were on him, and he literally just shook them off. Like not just shook them off, but like basically laid them all out.
What is he gonna do? Like get Hulk to punch him and then fucking nuke a city with his body? Like,
no.
That'd be crazy.
I think I know what you're
This is what happens.
Oh no!
You think you know? I hope you're right. He's gonna be like, "Hey, Hulky." Literally gonna say that, like sounding like a blue collar American. Hey, Hulky. And then like Hulk's gonna pick him up and slam him, slam him Loki style to charge him up, and it'll be a callback.
And then he's gonna sling him at a spaceship.
No, he's gonna sling him at Thanos.
No.
He's gonna blast Thanos, and Thanos is gonna go, whoa. And then Tony Stark's gonna fly by and shoot a bunch of bombs at him. He's gonna be like, and then Ant-Man's gonna get inside his ear and then grow large, and Thanos explodes.
Not a bad plan.
What do you think would happen if Ant-Man did that?
You were the one who posed that, wasn't it?
I know. But
He could technically do that every time.
He could, but what would happen if he did it to Thanos? Would Thanos just be like, no?
I think he would probably just explode.
I guess he'd use
Probably
an
would.
Infinity Stone to like pull him out without like grabbing him.
Yeah.
And it's just whoa. It's like bodies covered in like red.
Thanos
clouds.
actually doesn't have like bodily cavities.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I don't know. He
Doesn't
doesn't
ingest things.
All
right.
What I was gonna say is gonna happen is they were gonna be like, oh, the kinetic ability of your suit, like Hulk could punch you into something, like he'll hit you and then you'll fly off and then hit another thing and it'll create a blast, and T'Challa would be like, wait, what? And then Hulk would just do it and it'd be funny.
Wait, what?
I was assuming
Gets
like they don't have like a gun or anything, or like Hulk's just lazy and like just slings him around and then throws him, and then he like explodes a plane or something. That's my ideal film.
There's a lot of potential for this kinetic energy.
There is, but also it's mostly just like
ridiculous.
It's mostly like Hulk could just jump and destroy the plane. Why would he not? Why would he just do that? Like, why would you? It's mostly for like while you're taking like punches in a fight, like a one-on-one fight, you can explode some shit. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
I can't believe I forgot to ask you guys this. One-on-one, who's winning? Captain America, Black Panther?
Black Panther. Black Panther wins. Yeah.
Both wearing costumes?
Both in full garb.
Yeah.
Black
Panther wins every single time.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a world in which Captain America wins.
Yeah.
Colin?
I like Captain America a lot.
I guess Black Panther. He can like jump and like
fast. I'm slowly but surely coming to the getting people to get to this summation, because I've already gotten there that Captain America is by far the most inept.
But he'd be like, I can keep doing this all day.
I don't think Captain America is the most inept Avenger.
Other than the obvious Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Panther. Widow. No, just kidding.
In terms of people who have quote unquote powers, he is by far the most inept.
You know, I will say, I think that, well, okay, the comic books, Captain America acknowledges Black Panther as his equal. Like,
I would, if I was Black Panther, I don't know about that.
Well, exactly. Black Panther in the comics is like, we're definitely not equals.
Good, because he's not.
But without the suit on, Captain America's like, I do have an advantage over you, given that I'm fucking enormous. Like, I'm huge in comparison to you. Because, like, in the comic books,
that doesn't really.
But
that
like,
doesn't always. That doesn't really help
he's
him,
enormous. Though. He has like you got to take Captain America in the comics. He has mastered every form of martial arts. He's like a military genius. Like he's a commander in the military. Mm-hmm. He's been president of the United States.
Oh, God.
He has a vibranium suit. His suit is vibranium. It's Black Panther gave it to him. and also the shield. But like also just like he is at peak human ability where Black Panther is at like he's superhuman to be sure, but he's not as strong as Captain America is.
He might be.
He might be in the movies, but in the comics he's not. Like in Captain America is as strong as a human can possibly be. Where Black Panther's he's enhanced. He can run pretty quick. He can punch you real hard. Mm-hmm. He can get hit real hard too.
He can kablam you for sure.
Yeah. He'll knock you right in the kisser.
Yeah.
To be quite sure. But is he as strong as Captain America? Probably not. But like
I think hand-to-hand combat, he's just gonna win though. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Because in this movie, he's really not the best at fighting.
That's just
he's
plot.
kind of a dickhead. Like
they just do it for the plot though. Like in all reality, he would destroy Michael B. Jordan. He would destroy what's his name?
M'Baku,
yeah. Let's get back to the plot.
Yeah. All right. Because this podcast would be a fucking long one. Yeah, baby. All right. So while undercover, they see Martin Freeman, who plays Everett Ross, last seen in Civil War. He is also here for Claw. It's gonna be a fuck show.
Yeah, Martin Freeman, he's just along for the ride.
Yep, he sure is. Long story short, there's a car chase. They catch Claw. Black Panther doesn't murder him. We can skip over this part because it's pretty boring. The car chase stuff, I could do without.
Yeah, it's just like a first act like action scene.
Yep.
To not keep the audience bored.
It's all a way. It's a plot device to get to Martin Freeman gets hurt and needs to go to Wakanda, and T'Challa knows who Eric Stevens or Killmonger is.
Yeah,
he knows that he's related.
And also, it's established that not only do they have to take him to Wakanda, but they also owe him because he saved the life of Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah,
yes.
He like pushed her out of the way.
Yeah, he like
watch out.
But he takes a bullet for her randomly.
Yes, but that's a device to get into Wakanda.
Definitely
is manufactured by the plot. They talk it over with the CIA. Claw tells Ross in front of Michael B. Jordan. Claw tells Ross it's all a front. Michael B. Jordan breaks Claw out for some reason, and Ross gets shot. I say for some reason because there's no point in breaking Claw out.
Yeah, he just kills him.
Yeah, he just ends up murdering him. Black Panther puts a vibranium pellet, which is also a bomb thing, I guess, in his back, which helps somehow, but they bring him back to Wakanda anyway because I guess they need to save his life there. This is a big deal to the Wakandans for another white man to be there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan kills Claw. Okay, is what I have written.
Yeah. Oh, he shoots through his lover.
Yeah, he just that blows serves her away too.
If I think honestly, he probably needed to do that because the more I think about it, he is so unbadass in this movie. Except for that final line and then some of his combat. Yeah, Colin has turned me. He's turned me definitely. So I think that him shooting that lady was good for him because it showed that enough. He's
he's willing to kill somebody.
Yeah, he's evil.
Fair enough. Wakabi or Daniel Kaluuya hears that they didn't kill Claw. He overreacts and says some shit like, "Your dad didn't kill him in 30 years. You're no different, even though it's been maybe a day of
that was super
T'Challa's reign."
Yeah, yes. Daniel Kaluuya is like, "You disgust me.
Yeah,
you make me sick."
Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan brings Claw's body to exactly where Wakabi works in the fields on the outskirts of Wakanda somehow. And obviously Wakabi's like, "Hey, I like this guy already. You literally could not have brought him to a more perfect person to be on your side." Okay. here is the plot now. This is the real plot of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And that's an issue with me. It's like, this is how the movie should have started.
Yes, I agree.
You know?
I agree. I tend to agree. But they have to build world. They have to be like, Wakanda's Coruscant.
It's pretty neato.
It's pretty darn
It
neato.
is pretty neato.
They bring Michael B. Jordan to the throne room, but T'Challa already knew who he was because he talked to Forrest Whitaker earlier, who told him about the time his dad killed his uncle when he was spying in Oakland. And they left his uncle's son there, fatherless, because I guess they're dickheads. Also, Michael B. Jordan wears a ring that T'Challa had. Cool.
All right, so I thought the callback to the opening scene, as pivotal and necessary as for the story, to me it came off as corny. It was a bit corny, flashing back to it.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, he was that boy playing basketball outside.
They shouldn't have done that. They should have just been like, oh, there's a crib over here. It's a baby.
Oh.
A baby's in the crib. He looks up and is like, Dad?
Well, they wouldn't have been able to do that scene when he gets inducted.
That's so terrible.
No,
the camera pans over to reveal a crib.
To a crib.
A crib. And T'Chaka goes and holds the baby and is like, we have to leave him here.
And then he drops him. He drops him back in the crib and they peace.
No, and you just see T'Chaka, it pans up to his face and he's like, ugh, and he gets off on killing a child.
I also thought when they cut back to the Civil War footage and it had the filters on it to make it look all dreamy and memory and stuff, I thought that was corny.
That was kind of corny too. All right, turns out they're related.
It's just a corny thing to do. Cut back to earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
all right,
I agree.
Go on, Jacob.
Turns out they're related. Michael B. Jordan is Wakandan and of royal blood, no less. So he challenges for the throne, which I guess you can do whenever. So they do the tribal trial by combat, and this time T'Challa is very obviously going to lose it, and he does, and he gets thrown, pun, over a waterfall.
King's dead. That's where the song comes.
King Killmonger now, baby.
So why did they challenge? Who was okay? Could I go to Wakanda and be
I think
I challenge you to fight?
You have to be one of the tribes, and
you have
given
to be of
that
royal
I guess,
blood, and then he was like, I never got a chance to participate in that ceremony because I wasn't here, so I get to do it now. I think he kind of just made that up.
Yeah, but they were
I think he kind of was just like, I get to do it now. They were like, well, okay.
They're like,
I feel like there would be more.
Sure.
There would be more legal loopholes there. Someone would be like, actually, the time passed. You could have been here.
In all reality, I guarantee there's something in the Wakandan Constitution. It's like, nah, you got to be there on the day.
They don't have a constitution.
They may have a constitution.
It doesn't exist.
It's just like a block of vibranium, and they're like,
with inscriptions on it.
Yeah. All right. So,
wait.
What?
I hated the whole Black Panther's dead.
I hated that too.
It's so cliche. You know he's not dead. By the time he comes back from his coma, that's when I was sitting there thinking, all right, wrap this movie up. It's been too long. We wasted too much time at the beginning, and then you throw this huge cliche at us, towards I don't know, end of the second act.
Yeah. Killmonger talks things over with Sterling K. Brown in the ancestral plane. He then orders the heart-shaped herb room to be burnt.
Oh.
Lupita steals one of the plants, so there's no stakes.
I did want to mention that it was really cool. That scene where he goes to the ancestral plane was actually kind of awesome because his dad, the dead brother of T'Chaka, fully grasped how big his mistake was and realized that he should have just brought his son to Wakanda and raised him as a Wakandan, but he totally messed up. And he's like, you're not there's no tears for me. You're not yeah. And
it's sad to see. I think this is one of the better scenes in the movie.
Yeah, that scene was well done. It was creative.
Yeah,
and visually interesting.
Mm-hmm. It was, given that the sky is very it's very starry, but you're in Oakland.
Yeah,
and I liked that, but I like that he's like, no, there's no tears for me, and then he mentions you're still reeling from the impact of something that happened years ago with nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with me, and you're still fighting my battle. And it's sucks.
I think the actor who played his dad did such a good job of you could just see in his face, he was like, I messed up so bad, by doing this and by not bringing him to Wakanda. And he was like, when he said no tears for me, I just felt that so it resonated with me really well.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's on
He
This
did
Is
a really
Us.
good job.
I don't watch that, but apparently he's great. Black Panther's family flees with Martin Freeman. They then flee to go and talk Man-Ape into fighting Killmonger. Man-Ape, no surprise, found T'Challa and saved his life. They feed him the herb, he visits the ancestral plane, and he vows to change things and to win. He back.
Dude, that was kind of crazy how he just, like, he shows up at the ancestral plane, like, chews out his dad, and then pieces out.
It is pretty crazy.
He's like, no, you everything up. Why did you do this? Bye. And then he leaves. Like, I was like, whoa, like, you're probably never going to see your dad until you die.
Yeah.
Like, again, and you just left on that. Like,
Pretty
that was
rough
bold.
terms. Yeah. I mean, realistically, you could just, like, take the one herb to depower and then retake that herb. He could just be tripping out, like, all the
Yeah, he
fucking
could go
time.
to that plane all the time.
It probably really does not feel good to go, though.
Also, that's, now that I'm thinking about it, that's a plot hole, is the fact that how the hell are they going to make new Black
Yeah,
Panthers?
because they burned them.
They burned up
because
all
they
the
can't-
plants.
Because they can't do the fight if they don't have those, like, juice
Yeah.
pouches.
Those plants.
I did like that, like, I kind of like this line where they're like, what are we going to do when, like, there's a new king? And he's like, there's not going to be a new king. And I was like, oh, wow, you're really a dickhead, aren't you?
Well, they basically burned those plants so that Martin Freeman could later be like, oh, he's trained, like, he knows how to take down a government. It's like, we know he knows how to take down a government, but now you've created a plot hole for future Black Panther movies.
I think that, are they really stupid enough to not have some of that in a different room? That's
Well,
just
that's-
like,
that's
hey,
what
look, we have seeds.
But then it's going to be gimmicky when they do it, because they're going to be like, oh, well, the whole time there was another garden, and it's like, ah, come on.
we have like 10 gardens.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my pitch for what should have happened?
Yes.
Instead of
This is amazing. This will make you not actually like the movie. Like, it's a great fucking idea.
All right, so what if instead of like him being found like in a coma, T'Challa and ice or whatever, like I don't know, 10 minutes later after he gets like thrown off or whatever, it's like a camera shot of him like unconscious on like some sort of sandy shore or whatever. And he wakes up, he starts coughing, he coughs up like a little water and everything.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of like, you know, he's like, well, he literally goes, hey, where am I? Because this is if I'm making the movie. That's what he'd do. He'd like look around and be like, oh, where am I?
No accent.
No
He's like,
accent.
wait, where am I at?
You're like, oh, you're watching a Colin Goody movie. No. And he notices like you hear like a crackle of a bonfire, and he looks over and he sees the fire. And then, like, all of a sudden you see, like, a hot dog on, like, hot dog on a stick go, like, towards into the camera frame. And it's, like, roasting a little bit. And the camera pans up and you see these massive arms. And it's Steve Rogers. A bearded Steve Rogers.
And he's just hanging out in Wakanda.
All right, is that not, like, how Civil War ended with him and Black Panther, like, in Wakanda? Am I misremembering
It is
something?
kind
They
of how
take,
it
yeah,
ended.
well, because the post credit scene was Bucky. You see Bucky in Wakanda. So I don't know where Steve Rogers is at.
He's in Wakanda.
Yeah, but
I'm
they don't
telling you.
reference it.
Steve went off to rescue the others, I think. I think he goes off to break out like Ant-Man and everything. He gets out to go deal with the consequences of his actions, which is right the wrongs that he did, which is Ant-Man and those guys.
Yeah.
He breaks them out. And that's his debt to them. It's after that he's on the run. He's fighting injustice as the Nomad. That's a real thing.
Basically, this scene would be like when Nick Fury pops up in Age of Ultron.
You know what? This actually would be a great scene. Seeing him with like the bearded, worn out cap with the uniform like ripped up and stuff, and like he's just basically like, Sup TC, how you living, dog?
It would just be annoying because then they'd be like, well, why doesn't Captain America help him fight Killmonger? And then he'd be like, it's traditional. Like,
he could.
He's in hiding.
He could help.
He couldn't though, because then T'Challa wouldn't have right to the throne.
What do you mean?
Because like in ritual combat, like it can only be them two. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I would say like he's like down like in the woods of Wakanda somewhere. He's not going to help with their tribal shit. He's letting him be. But he rescues him.
Oh, do you mean like,
this.
Getting him back to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally, he could do that.
Yeah, he like rescues him out of the water, and then maybe he's in like the final fight. Like, he goes with them to help like reclaim the throne, because he's like, oh shit,
There'd be
no way back in now.
The Marvel clip though is that he notices and realizes that it's his friend Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers leans a hot dog over him. And he's like, "Hot dog."
That'd be the most Captain America thing to do.
Yeah, and they're eating hot dogs and burgers. He takes him to his cave where he's been living.
And you just like on the wall, there's just like Captain America shields drawn on.
Yeah.
There's like a little like stick figure of Peggy Carter carved off in him, and it's like P.C plus C.
Oh my god.
A.
Turns out he's going crazy. Like he's insane now.
Yeah.
No, I would have liked that actually a lot more than him showing up at fucking Man-Ape's village. That would have been like that would have been cooler.
That would have been dope as fuck.
It
would confirm if Captain America has been hiding out Wakanda the whole time, which is what I thought. Because like I'm pretty sure that's what like the ending of Civil War implied.
Definitely, Infinity War implies that he's there. But like, where was he in this movie? That's a good question.
He's probably, like you said earlier. This movie probably happened like right after Civil War. So if that's
he's
true,
probably not there yet.
He's probably still breaking those people out.
But it couldn't have happened. That's a good point. It couldn't have happened because Shuri says, "Oh, you've brought me another broken white boy to fix."
He's talking about Bucky.
Yeah. Bucky's already there.
Bucky's already there,
and he's been there for some time.
Wait. They say how long he's been there, don't they? They say how long he's been recovering.
They don't say that.
They don't say that. I thought they were like.
They leave it vague.
So, is it possible that the post-credit scene for Civil War happens after Black Panther? And he's like, "Yep, I'm ready to go hiding in the woods. I'm all ready."
It's not possible at this point. It can't be.
We should probably get to the climax of the movie.
The climax.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long podcast. Yeah. I'm not worried about it. All right. Okay,
Zeke's like, I want to go home. I want to leave.
I want to get to the good part.
Pretty much. Movie. All right, T'Challa vows to win back the throne. Mm-hmm. They go and plan to fight, and they do pretty much fight. That's the thing. Killmonger wants to distribute vibranium weapons all over the world so that black people can rise up, so they can plan to shoot down the ships, and that's pretty much they pretty much do shoot down the ships at the end. Black Panther goes to fight, and he fights an army of W'Kabi's men. Okoye at first is like, "I honor the king," and then she's like, "No, I don't," and fights him. Shuri and Lupita join in too. Everybody fights. Rhino CGI. Martin Freeman shoots down the last ship and survives. Black Panther and Killmonger go at it. Killmonger gets a knife to the chest because of the train that Shuri explicitly mentions earlier. Shuts down vibranium, which I was like, oh, obviously this is going to factor in. Just so this moment could happen. He says something about his father loving the Wakandan sunset. Black Panther drags his almost dead body up to watch it and offers to save him. Killmonger says some shit about slave ships and pulls the knife out himself. That's it. That's the film. Not really.
CGI rhinos.
Boy, was that rough. It did not look very good.
It did not look great. It did not look great.
I was like, yeah, this is silly.
Like, this looks like an anime.
You know? He blows the horn. Come, my rhinos.
Oh yeah, that was
come to my aid.
I did kind of like how the rhino like stops in front of
Oh, I thought that was stupid as hell.
You thought it was stupid? I kind of liked it.
To lick the woman's face. Yes. Yeah, that got a chuckle out of the audience.
Thought it was silly. It got claps out of mine. And then,
all right, claps.
Should Okoye have fought W'Kabi? Yeah. Or should W'Kabi have been like,
it's just too much controversy.
I'll fight you. Yeah, I mean, like, what if she just fucking murdered him?
She would have destroyed him.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Other than the Black Panther, she's the best warrior Wakanda has to offer. That's explicitly stated.
I would say even with the Black Panther, she's probably the best warrior. Like, straight
really?
Up. Yeah. I think he even admits that. He's like, you're the best warrior we have. She's strategically better than him. She's just not a Black Panther.
Well, I think without the serum or with the serum?
Oh, well,
I think without the serum, he's gonna lose, definitely. But with it, he's gonna
I would say with it, yeah, he's gonna win. But like, that's not really.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah,
I mean, she'll put up a great fight.
We're talking about Spear Lady.
Yes,
right? Get her the serum, put a suit on her, and she'll stop Thanos.
She should be a Black Panther.
That would be awesome.
Shuri is a Black Panther in the comics at one
point.
Really? Yeah, she takes over the mantle. She doesn't want it, but she does. That will probably happen at some point. Let's be real.
Yeah, probably.
We're going to have an all-female and all-black Avengers, and boy, it is going to be fucking brilliant. It's going to be great, dude.
Are we going to cast
Falcon? It's going to be fucking Miles Morales.
Can we cast our all-black female?
Yes.
Miles Morales would be awesome.
They're going to do it, dude. All day long.
They need to do it.
They're doing it.
They should have done it instead of Tom Holland.
They should
bump Tom Holland. You need to give me a Miles Morales.
You need to do a good Peter Parker before you do a good Miles Morales, because Miles Morales exists because Peter Parker exists, and they need to do that mentoring thing. They could so pull it off well. It could work very well.
I guess he was a little bit too old.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire should
play Miles Morales.
Tobey Maguire should play MCU Uncle Ben.
I was gonna say if in like 50 years. No, he
should play him right now.
Right now,
Marissa Tomei's uncle or Aunt May. He's in the age group. That's perfect.
But isn't he
so fucking work?
I thought Uncle Ben was dead in Homecoming.
Yeah,
he is. They should flash back and have it be fucking
Tobey Maguire. That'd be awesome.
In like beard and like glasses. Yeah, it'd be great.
I'm sure. I want to say he's probably like 10 years younger than Marissa Tomei, but you can like dress him in a way to make him like look that age. Have it be the opening.
Oh yeah.
have Uncle Ben be like the opening scene of the next standalone Spider-Man movie. Either that or Peter getting bit by the spider. Because I know they're not doing.
I want the exposition of him. Yeah, I want that.
I still want to see that. Yeah. Like, we didn't need it just for the first movie, but I still want to see all that stuff.
It would blow minds if they didn't announce it, and then they show like the first scene in Homecoming is like fucking Tobey Maguire, and he's walking around and like, or something happens and he gets shot, and then it like pans up and like it's Tom Holland holding a picture of his Uncle Ben, and then they're like. Because at first people were like, what is this? Is this Spider-Man 4 right now? Like, what's happening? And then it's just Tom Holland reminiscing about his Uncle Ben.
He gets shot and, like, you know, his wallet's out because he's, like, getting mugged or whatever. And, like, it just, like, pans up and it just says Ben Parker.
Ben Parker, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be terrible writing, but also amazing writing.
You can't do Bonesaw in this. You can't rehash.
Absolutely
like,
not.
oh, I was at this Peter Parker would not be at a wrestling match.
No.
Just be like, oh, I'm just trying to make some quick cash. I'm 14.
No.
You know?
No. All right. Killmonger kills himself. Killmonger kills himself.
Yes.
Yes. How poetic. Black Panther and Shuri go and visit Oakland, and hey, we're building an embassy there in the same building our dad killed our uncle in. Sweet.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, sweet. Let's show some kids our cool alien ships. End of movie. Silly scene, and I didn't really care for that scene too much.
In the song King's Dead, which is a spoiler, there's a line that says, all hail King Killmonger.
See, I felt like later in the album, though, they're like, all hail Black Panther, all hail Killmonger, whatever. And it's like two sides of the same coin. And I'm like, wow, Kendrick, could you be any more on the nose with what this means? But it's not a real gripe. It's rap. Yeah. But I don't really see that as a spoiler too much. It's an easy thing.
I thought it was cool to be able to draw parallels between that and the movie.
Yeah. I didn't see it as a spoiler necessarily though, because like saying King's Dead, I listened to the album and looked at the titles before, and I was like, this doesn't necessarily mean T'Challa dies at some point.
Because the king does die, which is T'Chaka.
Yeah. Even though it's very like Lion King-y, in that like, oh, Simba's dead. He's not. That whole shit. All right. End credit scenes. Wakanda basically is opening its doors up for people to know about the country, really. I'm sure it will go well, is what I say. It will not go well.
It's not going to go good.
Bucky is alive and well now. Apparently safe to be around children.
He's around kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
A kid is looking at you in the camera. Kids. Yeah, like a bunch of them are like gathered around, and Shuri's like, stay away from that man. Or like, not really. She's like,
probably have never seen a white person before.
They probably have. That's an interesting idea that you're presenting. That's probably true.
Because they're like tribal children.
And it is true. Like, it's been accounted. Like, I watched this documentary on Netflix about the indigenous pygmy tribe. And like, they brought that up. Exactly to say, like, the children, they had never seen a white man before.
That's crazy.
So they just stared at them. They're like, what the fuck is that?
But yeah,
what's that? Like, you know, they're like, it's freaking them out.
Yeah.
They call him the White Wolf, though.
That's so
Before
sick.
you know, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a pretty cool fucking name.
That is pretty cool.
That's from the comics, but it's never given to the Winter Soldier as a name. But they should call him that. That should be his new name.
I've never liked
dope.
the Winter Soldier.
I like him a lot.
I think what always bothered me was his hair. His hair's so bad. His hair is so poorly done that it literally made me not like the character. Which is dumb.
He looks like a Tekken character or something, like a
Kinda.
like a
It's
anime
just
bad
greasy
guy.
and like I hated his hair. Like just
I don't hate it, but I can make jokes.
At some
about
point,
it.
they cut it and they gave him a domino mask, kind of like they gave him the eye paint in the
Mhm.
first one. That's kind of like the nod to his comic like mask that he wears, his domino like Robin Nightwing mask that he
Yeah.
wears. But at some point, they cut his hair and he kept the mask and like the Russian like
Star.
arm. Yeah, like the Russian star on his metal fucking arm, and he looks sick.
Awesome. Yeah. They
he's-
should do that.
He's basically like Red Hood.
Yeah.
He's very similar to Red Hood, or Red Hood is very similar to him. I can't remember which one came first. I think that Red Hood came before Winter Soldier, though. Anyway, that's the film. The embassy or the UN scene needed to be the ending of the movie.
Yeah. I think it would have been great.
Yeah.
So
Better than ending it on the kids being like, "Whoa, look at that spaceship, dude."
Yeah. It should have been like, "Whoa, who are you?" It could have played out the exact same way it did. He's like, "Who are you?" And then it cuts to the UN scene.
The score
you
kind of like
think-
fades in and builds up.
Yeah, and you think they're gonna do like the Tony Stark press conference thing where like I am the Black Panther, which would have been terrible if they did that. Would not have liked that at all. That would have been bad.
he probably won't say I'm the Black Panther.
No, because there's no worldwide
Yeah.
knowledge of him. Like,
Yeah. Some people
like-
know about him, but
like, and I'm glad. I would have liked, because I like that mid-credit ending scene. Like, I like that a lot, but it should have not been the mid-credit scene. It should have just been the ending of the movie. Because it's a good ending to the
Would
movie.
it have been a little too similar to the ending of Iron Man?
I think it's-
a movie that came out 10 years ago.
I thought about that. I think it's different enough to where it's like, this is clearly an homage to it, but it's its own thing, and it's nice. Like, it's a nice moment. I don't think that did cross my mind because I thought they were going to do it, but then they didn't. They showed a little bit of restraint. Didn't show him saying anything, just kind of show him laughing about a stupid thing someone said. And then it's over. And then the Bucky scene. The Bucky scene's also pretty good.
yeah.
Like, people in the audience were visibly pleased to see Bucky. So there's general audience appeal to him.
Bucky.
They're just like, oh, like it's Bucky again. Aw, he's here.
You see,
But, like,
I really like that scene because his hair was different.
his hair was pulled back.
Yeah,
and
I
looked
like that.
He looked a little like Christ.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sebastian Stan, Passion of the Christ 2.
Remake with the Winter Soldier sequel.
Father, why have you forsaken me?
He's just like, who the hell is Bucky?
Bucky.
But I liked that Bucky was in it. It was an underwhelming scene
Yeah,
for an end credit scene,
for
but
sure.
it was nice that, like, I guess Bucky's fine now, which is good. He does not have a metal arm. His arm is gone in this
So
one.
gone.
Yeah, he's just
They'll
armless.
probably give him another
really?
one.
Yeah.
They'll give him a vibranium.
Oh, yeah,
They'll probably
one.
give him another one.
Yeah. Oh, they'll give him a vibranium arm.
Does
Although,
he have
like,
one in?
He'd be
Is he in
I
the
can-
trailer for Infinity War?
Yeah, he has
And he has one. Okay, well then.
He has one that looks the exact same as his old one, just with no star.
Oh, okay.
I
I was
think
going to say they should
replace-
probably take the star off.
They should replace the star with just like a logo of the Captain America shield.
Oh.
What if with his new vibranium armor he can just fly?
That would be terrible.
He can
That
just
would be
fly
terrible.
and do a million things. He's
That would
like,
be
I'm
awful.
Superman.
What if it's like it has a rocket launcher in it? I would hate that.
If it
Like
if it,
the
do- if
Andy
it does what
Serkis
Andy Serkis'
arm?
arm
Yeah.
did, I don't know that I would like that.
No,
I think I
that'd
would
be-
dislike
that'd
it.
be-
Winter
yeah,
Soldier's
actually.
arm is always just it's an arm.
That's
It's
his-
his arm, and it's stronger than his regular one. That's it.
That's basically
kinda
his
cool.
superpower. I have a metal arm.
I'm like, it's cool though.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
Yeah, it's cool.
You're not making him OP.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's still like good on his own. He's pretty good
It's
fighter.
proficient.
Yeah, but like he can just punch a little bit harder with this one. Like not a little bit. He could splatter your brain with this arm.
Yeah,
but that's
definitely.
it. Like that's all he can do, and he can block some bullets with it.
Yeah.
It's not super efficient. Anyway, that's Black Panther. Any final thoughts on it? I hate to rush through, but we are like in the 2.5 hour minute mark here.
Yeah. So I thought the movie was pretty average.
Yeah,
Average.
I think it was good.
Yeah, I think it was good too.
Have we shifted your opinion on this movie at all, Zeke?
No, I mean, other than the Michael B. Jordan thing, which is a great point. Marvel, it's known that Marvel has a villain problem.
See, I
But
don't
it's
think
not-
this is a
it's-
villain problem here. I actually liked him quite a bit in the. Well, I don't have a problem with the acting either. That's the thing
Really?
that you guys have. No, I liked
Wow.
his acting. I like his acting quite a bit. I think that he is arguably the most memorable one. And maybe it's because it's so bad and I'm just immune to bad acting. But like, because I'm not one to necessarily go, oh wow, that's awful acting.
I don't either normally. But this one, like, around everyone else, obviously he was supposed to stick out because he's not from Wakanda.
Yeah.
But I was just, like, noticing it. I was just kind of like, he's like,
See,
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
I would say that the writing in some places was really rough with him in specific. The slave line is good.
It's powerful.
That's a good and powerful line. But for every one of those lines, there is a line where he looks at Black Panther's mom and goes, Hey, auntie.
Yeah. Whatever. Like, that's not a villainous thing to do.
No. That
plays so well to an African-American crowd, though.
It does.
That line.
It does. And you mentioned that earlier. This movie plays very well to African-American crowds. Not to be a racist or
totally
a stereotypical
fine with that.
person. It's perfect.
Yeah. I love it.
It doesn't do it in an obnoxious, pandering
No.
way. It's just like, hey, it's about Africa. Like, it takes place in Africa.
Yeah. And it features a man who has many gripes that aren't totally crazy. Like
definitely.
They're not. He's not a super villain.
Are you talking about me? My gripes with this movie? Like,
Yes.
Colin's not crazy, okay, people?
Michael B. Jordan or Killmonger, Eric Killmonger, whatever. So like, I don't think his complaints aren't meant to be outlandish. He's not meant to be an insane person. He's just meant to have goals, but going about them in the wrong way. You're going about them while you're also abusing women. You're also do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
you want black people to rise up and be more powerful in the world, but you're also like
you just want
abusing
about it
women,
totally
killing your own. Like you're murdering people.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about a parallel between MLK and Malcolm X?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. You know what? That's a great.
I should have brought this up earlier in the pod.
That's shit. Do you know anything about that?
Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X?
Yeah.
No, the parallel between T'Challa and
T'Challa being
like
the MLK person and Killmonger being a Malcolm X type person.
What do you think of that?
That's actually pretty profound. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
I don't even know if that's what they were going for, but that's kind of what I got from it.
I definitely see that actually.
I mean, they brought up they brought up like the strife and the trials and tribulations of being African American in the United States, and with the Oakland thing, they reference it multiple times throughout the film. It's not outlandish to say that's a parallel that can be drawn.
I would agree that that's a parallel that can be drawn. I can definitely see that. That's
good job, Zeke.
That's pretty profound. Attaboy. I love you, man.
High fives.
I don't love you for that, but like I love you for everything, man.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I dig it.
Think about it, guys.
I am. I think that.
Oh, is this annoying you?
Yeah, it is.
Stop.
As a matter of fact, yes, it is. You know, I edit this podcast.
You're not editing this.
I should have said that earlier in the pod.
You should have. But it's okay.
Jacob in post, he'll just cut that and like put it at the very
That'll
beginning.
be the intro.
Jacob in post is something that I think about somewhat often.
Jacob
Really?
in post? Like post anything?
Post this pod, just chipping away at it. You know what I'm talking about? Just moving bars across the screen.
I'm just like, this should go here. This should go there. I actually really do not edit this podcast very much.
I mean, I suppose it doesn't need to be edited all that much.
No, it's just a conversation, pretty much. It's just a really long conversation.
This is going to need to be edited out, probably.
What?
This conversation about editing the podcast?
Oh, no, I'll leave it in. I don't care.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. See? A lot of this makes it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
This probably won't get cut, actually. This podcast probably will not get cut very much.
You'd be surprised that one makes it in here. I'm delirious, so anything else you guys want to talk about for BP?
I think I'm good.
I'm good as well.
alright.
Oh, another thing with the box office.
Great.
So like this movie was easily going to make like 130 million opening weekend or anything, or
Yeah.
easily
Yeah.
like 130 million.
Yeah.
But you also have to take into account there's literally been nothing to see in theaters since like Jumanji. You know?
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
there's been nothing to see at all.
Well,
And there was like the good buzz because they premiered it like 2-3 weeks in advance. So you you get all these commercials and stuff, and it's like a masterpiece, cinematic game changer. We haven't even talked about the political revolution this movie is apparently like backing, which is just ridiculous too when you watch it. Like, oh, it's going to change Hollywood and everything. Well, I guess it will, but you know, like,
I think it'll affect it.
Like pre-release though, and people are just like, oh, like rally.
Yeah, I think it'll affect Hollywood. Maybe I certainly hope that more African American people get casted because of this movie and in other movies that don't have necessarily to do with superheroes and stuff, but I don't think it's going to like radically change the face of Hollywood.
The world has changed because of Black Panther.
Definitely.
It has. For sure.
And oh wait, nope. We're not going to wrap it up.
Well, we're going to end on a little story that I have. Okay. If that's okay.
Yeah.
So Alex and I went to Osaka before.
Delicious.
Yes. Before the movie. And
what a night that was.
Yeah, it was a great night. We were talking about the movie a little bit, and it dawned upon me. I was like, oh my gosh, there are going to be a lot of black people at this theater. What if like a crazy white man comes in and shoots up the place? Literally crossed my mind. I was very.
I hadn't thought of that.
I was pretty concerned. Like I was feeling it. Something like in my mind was like, all right, something's going to happen. And then we got a fortune cookie, and I opened up the fortune cookie.
No. There
There was no fortune in the cookie. I swear to God, like I was.
That's an omen, my friend.
No hope.
And Alex's said like soon you will receive a feeling of contentness. And she's like, is that even like a good thing? Like content? Like I'm happy now and like contentment. And like I was like, should we go? Like, should we go to this? Is this a thing we should do? And she's like, yeah, we're gonna be fine.
We gotta go.
It ended up we were fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
But if you ever receive a gut feeling like that, obviously go with your gut. Yeah, but like, it just, white people are crazy and they could shoot up the place and that wouldn't be good at all.
That'd be bad.
No. Anyway, that's the last story. Where can we find you, Zeke?
Well, you could find me on Twitter at Zebo_J. You could find me on Instagram at Zeke_J. Feel free to throw me a follow. I'd love to have you guys follow me.
Sweet. Colin, we can find you on Facebook and shit.
I was about to say, just don't even ask.
We can find. I know you're done with this podcast. We can find you on Facebook and stuff at Colin Goody. That's Goode. We can check out your YouTube, which is Colin After Hours, which is where it's like a little mini podcast or side podcast that you do. Yeah, you only record it at nighttime, but it's got some music on there. It's got a little bit of Cloverfield on there. It's got a little bit of everything on there. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty great. And you're not on Twitter, but I'm still leaving your Twitter thing so that people can click on it and it can say like link does not exist. I still leave it.
You do that.
Yep, I will. I'm on Twitter at Jacob's Wetsuit. I'm on Instagram at Jacob's Wetsuit. You can email the show at fppcreative.com or fppcreative@gmail.com. Sorry about that. And you can check out YouTube at FPP Creative Group. And, we're everywhere. We're on Spotify everywhere. If you're listening to this, you already know that. So whatever. Who gives a fuck? Let's get out of here, boys. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening or whatever. And we'll see you next week. Zeke, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me. Always honored. Always love being on the pod.
You're always a pleasure to have on, man.
Great having you on.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll see you next week, guys. Take care.
Bye.
See ya.